Welcome back to the stupidest podcast. This is your host, Justin Vandeventer. And with me is that other bald-headed, bearded son of a bitch. You know who I'm talking about. The other host of this podcast.
Justin Rademacher. How's
What's
it going?
Buddy?
Not too bad. How are you
Good.
doing, man?
I'm doing good.
That's good. What have you been up to?
Little this, little that. Not enough this and too much of that.
I understand.
Just work, and more work as always. Other than that, I did a couple of bowling tournaments here lately.
Okay. How were you shooting?
Really good.
Nice.
I won 2 out of the 3.
Okay, nice.
So
You gotta like
So
that.
I'm
Did
doing
you do brackets or anything?
yeah.
Nice. Oh, is that what you were talking about? You won 2 out of 3 brackets?
No, I won 2 out of the 3 tournaments.
Oh, dang. That's real good.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know you said you were shooting bad to start the year, and then you picked it up, but I didn't realize you picked it up that much.
Yeah, I've been bowling good. I think I have 6 out of the last 8 series for 700 or better.
Wow. That's pretty good for a lefty.
Not bad, huh? So, other than that, work. Got my butt back in the gym here lately.
Nice.
Think I've lost about 15 pounds since I started going again.
Dang.
So
That's huge.
getting there.
Yeah.
Getting there.
I've
Diet, man.
I've actually
If I
gained a
can-
little bit since
Really?
yeah, since October I've gained about 10 pounds.
I could be looking good if I could just get my diet in check.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's why we're not doing anything but water for March.
Right?
That was
Starting
your challenge.
tomorrow.
Yeah, starting tomorrow. Well, since when we record this, but by the time that this gets released, it's almost the end of March.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
yeah,
20 days ago.
it's been going great so far.
Yeah.
I've made it this whole time, I think.
Right? You should see me. I have like this shredded 8-pack now.
Dang.
It's crazy that water does that for you.
It's crazy how you only have an 8-pack.
So. What about you, man? What's new?
I mean, I've been working still. Work staying busy, which is good. Have a lot of interesting things coming up at the casino, which is kind of fun. So I'm excited to see how all that goes.
Nice.
So last month, I should say, we had a really cool person show up at the casino to do his act. Nick Schwartz.
Nice.
Yeah.
Minnesota boy.
It was a really good show. I got a chance to fist bump him the next day, which was
Nice.
kind of cool. So that was neat. I got to tell him that he had a great set, and he's like, "Hey, thanks, man. Really appreciate that." And he gave me a fist bump. So, and then he said that he's coming back because I was wearing my work stuff. So he might have thought that I was a little higher up than I actually am because I was looking all nice and fancy. So
Why didn't you ask him to be on the podcast?
I wanted to ask him to be on the podcast. I wanted to ask if I could tour with him. I wanted to ask like a lot of things that I knew I think the answer was no, so I didn't ask any of it.
You could have probably got him on the podcast.
Maybe eventually. We'll get him someday. Nick Schwartz, and if you're listening, we would like to have you on as a guest.
Absolutely. We could talk about the Vikings. We could talk about all kinds of stuff.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he made fun of Aaron Rodgers pretty heftily, which
Yeah.
our guest on this episode today is not super thrilled about because he took his material about. Now he didn't take his material on Aaron Rodgers, but Aaron Rodgers, he likes to.
My shtick.
Yeah, he's got a shtick about Aaron Rodgers. So, but our guest is Sam Schwartz today.
What is up? It's great to be here.
But yeah, other than that, like the only other things that I've really been up to is disc golf. I went to Blue Ribbon. That was fun. Got a chance to play
Nice.
that again. Josh beat me, but it was still a lot of fun. And I had my best, like I shot my personal best there. So,
Sweet.
but yeah, otherwise comedy and the podcast and all that, that's basically all I've been up to.
Nice.
So, but Sam, what have you been up to?
Not a lot. Mostly doing stand-up. I'm currently unemployed, so I'm enjoying retirement.
Yep.
Just hanging with my dog. The weather's been nice enough lately. I've at least been able to go on some walks.
Nice.
So, that's good for the mental health and physical health.
Yep.
Me and the dog,
Yeah.
Been taking a lot of edibles.
Nice.
Just getting all sorts of fucked up. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Do I have to censor myself?
No, you don't need to censor. No,
That'd be so shitty.
Yeah, you don't need to censor anything.
I'll just leave right now.
Nice.
No, you have to. The worst word you can say is shoot. That's all you can say.
That's the one word I can't say. Okay, I'll do my best.
No,
So
that's the only.
Fucking watch your fucking language, all right? Jesus.
Well, fuck me, I guess.
No, you don't need to censor anything. You're way good. So
awesome, because I do have a sailor's mouth, and I really don't have much of a filter.
yeah, no, you're
as you know.
But we actually do ask that you don't make fun of Aaron Rodgers. Just kidding.
Dude, I drove like a half hour to
you
get
can
here.
make fun of them all as much as you want.
No.
I've literally written 3 hours of material
Nice.
on Aaron Rodgers and how much I hate him.
He's a disc golfer though. That's one thing I like about him.
Oh, is he?
Yeah,
He just got done with that 4-day darkness retreat.
Oh, okay.
At the end of the 4 days, he finally came out of the closet.
Oh, nice.
So dumb.
I like that.
Nice. So, are we ready to get into this? Or?
Yeah, I think we're ready to get into this. So, Sam, I got my first question for you is what inspired you to get into stand-up comedy?
Well, as a kid growing up, I absolutely never watched stand-up, and I really hated it. So as an adult, I was like, well, everybody sucks at this, so I have to do it to show them how it's done.
Dang.
Just kidding.
Ouch.
I was actually like, that was a good answer for.
The
damn.
answer that I always hear everybody say is like, well, I loved watching as a kid. I was like, yeah, of course we all did.
Yeah.
But no, my inspiration to get into it, that was the question?
Yeah, yep.
I mean, I'll try to keep this short. I could ramble because it is kind of a long, lame question. How much time do we have? Are we
We don't have a time frame.
Okay.
So we had the record. I think is it close to? I think it's just over 4 hours.
Somewhere around in there.
Yeah, it's about 4 hours. Is
just
the
over or
longest.
just under?
Yep.
I'll say this now. I apologize ahead of time. I'm probably gonna end up doing a lot of Tom Segura dick riding.
Okay.
Because he's my absolute favorite of all time.
Well, I mean, his boy is his best friend, so you
Tom,
guys,
Bert.
Yeah, you guys are gonna get along,
Yeah.
so you're good.
Yeah, I love Bert too. One day I was sitting in bed and I wanted to watch a brand new stand-up because I'd been listening to a lot of stand-up at the time, and I just wanted to listen to new stuff rather than listen to the same people over and over again. And I went on Netflix and looked at suggestions, and that's where I first ever saw Tom Segura. And I read the description to his special at the time, the newest one he had at the time. I watched it, and I was in my bed, crying, laughing, pissing myself. All by myself. I believe that one was Completely Normal, or maybe it was Mostly Stories.
Nice. They're both good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Bikes!
Bikes! Yeah. Then a month or so later...
You get one.
I'm going to make this shit count. So about a month later, I looked him up, and I saw that he was performing at the Fargo Theater.
Hmm.
And my buddy from high school, he has a couple uncles that own a few places in Fargo, and whenever we go, one place in particular is called Dempsey's, which is just a few doors down from the theater. Whenever we go there, we get VIP treatment and shit. So
nice.
So I asked him, I was like, dude, if I buy these tickets, you want to go see Tom Segura? He never heard of him either. He's like, oh yeah, hell yeah, let's go. It was around Halloween. He dressed up as Forrest Gump. I dressed up as Lieutenant Dan.
Nice.
He had told me for years, whenever we hang out, I make him laugh his ass off, and he's always like, dude, you should try stand-up. I'm like, oh yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And then I never think about it again.
Yeah.
So we went to see Tom there, and before the show, we were up in the balcony, and we were making the entire balcony just piss themselves laugh.
Dang.
Yeah, we were basically the opening act. Then I remember during the show, he was just crushing. He was just murdering like Tom Segura does.
Yeah. Yep.
And I remember like I stopped at one point, like looked around, and I looked up at him, and how like casual he was, just like making this room full of people laugh. And I was like, I want to do that.
Yeah.
So I decided in that moment, like, I'm going to do stand up. And at this point, I had been to a couple of the Dublin's open mics. And after the show, and I came back to Duluth, I went to another one and I actually went up to Danielle Trallow and I was like, excuse me, ma'am, what do I need to do this? She told me, write 3 minutes, come early, sign up. This is leading into like the holidays and stuff. And, you know, I was taking it really seriously. Like, I'm going to really work hard on writing this 3 minutes. So I don't want the stress of the holidays to like throw me off or anything. So I looked on my calendar and I picked January 12th. That is the day I'm going to do stand up. 2 days later, scrolling through Instagram, I see that Tom Segura posts that his newest special is coming out on January 12th. So it was a little serendipitous.
Yeah.
This is a super lame story, I know.
No, that's actually really cool. So your very first time doing stand-up was when his special came out. Mm-hmm. That's cool.
So I my job at the time, I got off work at like 11 a.m., went home, cracked open a PBR, laid in bed, and I watched, I believe that one was probably Disgraceful.
Okay.
That does not matter.
Yeah.
But, and I was like crying, laughing, like the jokes. I was like, oh, I remember that, but I forgot because I was drunk.
Yeah.
You know? Then, that night I did my first 3 minutes and it went well. And, like maybe this is another question to ask you guys, like going on to stage, not nervous at all.
Okay.
But as soon as I got off stage, I was like shaking and it was like completely backwards.
Really?
But
interesting.
It went well. I told a very personal story. And my buddy and his now wife were there to see me, and it was like I'm like, this is what I do now.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So Tom Segura, dick riding it up.
That's like
nice.
That's cool though. Like you get into stand up watching one guy, and then the one guy that puts a special out, it releases on the very first day that you just randomly decided a day. Like obviously it had to be a Thursday too.
A Friday at the time.
Oh, Friday at the time. Wow. So that's.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, like,
too.
I can't just give it to Tom. It's also like the Blue Collar Comedy Tour.
Oh, yeah.
And like Dimitri Martin and like Jeff Dunham, even though I don't like them anymore.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of people I can list off, but
yeah.
But when it came down to it, the reason why I started was because of Tom Segura.
Yeah. Yeah,
nice.
Tom Segura is amazing. So much
I'm
better.
getting hard right now thinking about Tom Segura.
Shut your mouth, Roddy. I know where you were going with that.
He knew I was going to say is so much better than Bert Kreischer.
Oh, yeah.
So much better.
It depends who you are.
Actually, I just had to say it for Vandy.
I actually just saw Tom again and Bert this last fall, and they both have specials coming out soon.
Yeah.
They have pretty good new hours.
Bert's comes out in May.
Coming up in May?
He's releasing it right around the same time as his movie comes out.
Oh, yeah, that's gonna be fun too. The trailer looked pretty good for The Machine.
Oh, it looks so good. I'm so excited.
Yeah,
Mark Hamill plays his dad.
Yeah, I thought that they're gonna have Bert play young Bert, like as a joke.
Oh, that would be funny. and yeah, that'd be awesome.
If you've seen the Impractical Jokers movie, they play themselves in high school. Like them now,
right?
They play themselves in high school. It's so funny.
But they should have got like an actor to play them now.
Right.
Bert and Tom are working on a movie right now together.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, Fat Astronauts.
Oh, are they actually doing that? I thought it was just a joke.
No, they're actually, supposedly they're actually doing it.
That's awesome.
Dang.
Them two in a comedy would be awesome. I mean, it probably wouldn't like make big numbers.
Yeah.
But I bet it'd be like, for somebody like me, I'd love it.
I was going to say, it would get everybody that like obviously follows their podcast. Like they would get all their podcast followers for sure.
Sure. Yeah.
Like I would watch it and I don't listen to all their podcasts.
You should see Bert's new promo. It's so fucking funny. He's trying to promote the movie.
Sure.
And he goes into the movie theaters and he's like, he stands in front of the theater and goes, "Hey guys, I'm Bert Kreischer. And right about here in a little bit, the preview for my movie, The Machine, is going to come on. So be ready."
Nice.
And he sits through the whole freaking previews and it never came on.
Oh no.
He went to 3 theaters and did the exact same thing.
That's funny.
And he goes, "Do you know what the best part about all that was? Was I got in front of everybody in all 3 of those theaters."
Maybe you should like wait until after the preview comes
Yeah.
on and be like, "Hey, that was me."
Yeah.
He was told that it was going to be playing before those movies, though.
That's funny.
I actually made a commercial once for an IT company, and they told me that they were going to pay to have it for the Super Bowl. They have to do so many local commercials. He said he was going to pay to have it played during the Super Bowl. I told everybody I was going to have a Super Bowl commercial. Never came on.
Oh, no.
And I asked my boss at the time afterwards. It was like, "Hey, why didn't that commercial play?" He's like, "Decided it wasn't worth the money." I was like, "Oh, cool. Thanks for telling me."
Yeah, I told everybody.
Everybody.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. It was dumb. I mean, I wasn't going to be on the commercial, but I at least made it.
Yeah.
So that would have been a really special moment for me.
Nah.
Go on.
What? Oh, go ahead.
I'm giving you permission to go.
Yeah.
All right. What style of comedy do you perform on stage? And do you like the style you have? And if not, what style would you want to do?
My favorite form of comedy is roasting. I sometimes would like roast comics if I bring them up if I'm hosting, but I wouldn't say that is my style necessarily. I'm not typically clean. Sometimes I'll throw in some bad puns. I don't know, Roddy. Would you think I have a style? Because I'm not really sure if I can put a name to it.
I don't know because you do so many different styles.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you
do.
Yeah, because you do stories sometimes, like little stories, and then you'll do one-liners. You do roasts. You do, yeah, you're kind of all over the board.
Because I've been telling a lot more stories lately. I've been talking about my grandma, and I'm actually adding on my grandpa to that story. I was telling stories about my health crisis last year. I never talked about me getting fired recently.
Yeah,
that's apparently not very funny to me.
Nah. Well, I'm sure it will be once.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Because comedy is tragedy plus timing.
Right.
Or not timing. Time.
Time, yep.
Yeah, timing is different than time. Sorry.
Yeah, I guess I just have my own unique style. Like, nobody does it like me. I'm like the best that there probably ever was.
Yeah. Mic drop.
I'm actually probably my least favorite comedian. I think I'm garbage at this, but I just enjoy it so much.
Dude, I would not say you're garbage. You're good. But
I appreciate that.
But I do I like that you don't necessarily have like a style, because like obviously a lot of people just say like I'm one-liners, and I would like to change that. I don't want people to have that mindset about me.
I think you could take some of those jokes and expand them.
Yeah, and I actually just called Vandy earlier today, actually, and I have a story.
He's got a good story coming.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's a pretty emotional story.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's but I got some dark humor in it.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it's pretty dark too.
Yeah, I got some dark humor in it, which helps me, I guess, in that situation. But
I like dark humor too, and I found out that people really don't like when you talk about suicide and abortion.
Yeah, that's
because I had 2 separate bits in this last year, and they never went over well.
Yeah, well,
I thought that they were crafted so well. Too.
Yeah, one of the story that I'm telling does one of those.
Sure.
So
sure.
It's about my brother. So it's.
Oh yeah, your brother died, right?
Yeah. Yep. So I
abortion.
Yeah. Yep. But yeah, so I talk a little bit about that, and so I'm excited to do it, but obviously I need a lot more work on it, because it starts off pretty funny, like again mostly dark humor. I want to add some of my lightness to it,
right.
But yeah, it starts off okay and it ends okay, but the middle there's like no comedy, it's all story and emotional, so I want to make it into.
It's pretty good. You just got to do some polishing.
Yeah,
you probably want to push that a little closer to the end of your set too.
Yeah, exactly.
Open up with some little one-liners to get things warmed up.
Yeah, and so far I haven't actually timed it, but so far I think it's about 5 minutes, and that's mostly story. So I want to make it maybe about 10 minutes with punchlines and funniness in there. Yep. So, but yeah, so I'm working on that, but we'll see.
Yeah, stories are tough.
Yeah.
I'm telling this new one about my grandma, like she like really died, and it was like a horrible, horrible period of my life, and still doesn't feel real that she's gone, and it's been over 6 months. But
Yeah.
I added in the letters, love letters part. That was actually not my grandma and grandpa.
Oh, okay.
It was that was a true story from when I was working at a print shop.
Okay.
My first job was to scan all these letters, and this guy literally every day for 2 years was writing this lady letters, and they eventually did wind up getting married and built a life together.
Damn.
Yeah,
That's heavy.
but like the thing is, I read some of the letters as I was scanning them in. Cringy as hell. Like the type of shit that he was saying in those letters. If you fast forward to today and you were like to text shit like that to a girl, she would ghost you really fast.
Yeah.
But back then, that was
yeah.
it was a completely different time back then.
Yeah. Interesting. That's interesting to think about, like what you can say then and not today, and then what you can say today but you couldn't say then.
Well, back then you can just grab their ass.
Yeah.
What were they gonna do about it? They're women.
Nah, that's
Women really didn't have any rights, hardly at all.
If they spoke up, you just gave them a little smack. It was expected that they would stay home to raise the kids and have as many babies as the husband wanted.
Man, that's crazy.
We've advanced
What is it
a lot.
in Boondock Saints? They were telling the rule of thumb that came from back in those days. You were allowed to beat your wife with a stick as long as it was no wider than your thumb, and that's how they came up with the rule of
Oh
thumb.
my god!
Wow.
Oh really? That's interesting.
That's
I don't know if it's true or not, but it was in the movie.
I saw a video fairly recently where a reporter, female reporter, she was going around and she would just like pinch guys' asses, and they'd turn around and be like, "What the fuck?" And she's like, "Did you not like that I did that?" They're like, "Not really."
yeah.
It was like a experiment to show, like, yeah, we don't like it either.
yeah. Yeah, if you did that today, you'd be like wherever you're at.
Oh, you could
would
go to jail.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you're at a bar, you're just boom, cops are being called.
Out of here.
That actually happened to me a couple years ago.
Oh, really?
Girl came up and just spanked my ass. I turned and looked at her, and she was like, and then left.
Yeah.
I was like, did anyone else just see me get sexually assaulted?
Yeah.
And then guys were like, yeah, lucky you. I was like, no, that sucked.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
I didn't know who that was.
Yeah.
It'd be one thing if it was like a significant other or something. Then I'd be like, hey, what's up? But no, not a stranger.
Yeah, or somebody that you're like really close with, and like that's kind of your
Oh
humor
yeah, that would
between
be
them.
fine. Like,
yeah,
like if you did it to me,
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh, hey, buddy.
yeah, yep.
Just fucking around. But yeah, no, not strangers.
The double standards are ridiculous nowadays.
Yeah,
We're making progress at least. I mean,
Yeah,
we still got a long ways to go, but
yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's nuts. Well, you kind of already answered this one, so I'm actually going to go a different direction.
Sure.
So how has comedy impacted your life, whether it be positive or negative?
sure. It's giving me a platform to. Sorry, my contact is kind of getting wacky.
Oh, you're good.
Can we take a pause? Actually,
Yeah. Yep.
I'll be right back.
But yeah, so the question again, just so everybody is aware. So how has comedy impacted your life, whether it be positive or negative?
Yeah, it's definitely giving me like a platform, kind of like therapy. Like I'm able to talk about some things that make me really uncomfortable, some like things that maybe I wouldn't talk about otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm talking to people that are strangers, so it's not like I'm being vulnerable to somebody that I don't want to see me vulnerable, but like also that does also happen. And yeah, like always, nothing makes me feel as good as making somebody laugh. And when there's like a full room of people where it's like, shut the fuck up, my turn to talk, and making them laugh, it just it brings joy to their life and gives them a good night, you know. And I love when everybody else gets to do that too, and seeing all you guys and seeing you advance and seeing you do well, that makes me feel good too. So I'm out of breath from walking to the bathroom 10 feet away.
Well, yeah, but you were also like trying to get your contact and stuff. So I don't
panicking to go quickly. So yeah, like it's kind of like a therapy. It's wholesome. It's dark. It's dirty. We get to talk about things that you can't talk about otherwise. Got to meet a lot of new friends.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, like you could find this with many other activities, but I'm glad I'm following this one.
Well, it's a unique way of finding people because it's like obviously like whether you're playing disc golf or bowling or doing comedy, like you're saying, like you're gonna find people that have similar interests like with you,
right?
But with comedy, it's different because there's so many different lifestyles that get into comedy,
big time.
Yeah, so like when you're talking about like bowling or disc golf, I feel like there's still some differences, obviously, but like you're gonna have more of the same, I guess. Sure. Whereas in comedy, you're gonna find everybody, and it's crazy how many different people that I've met just through comedy, and it's nuts.
And like with meeting new people, and I find this in dating a lot too. It's like, what can I joke about in front of them?
Yeah,
you gotta worry. Like, are they gonna be all offended if I say this, that? But like with a stand-up, you're like, oh, they just made that joke. Like, I can joke about that with them. That's awesome. And then that's like a good way to like really break the ice and really connect with somebody.
Yeah. Yeah, and you get to know their like vulnerable side. So you know what makes them laugh, but then you also know like you get to know a little bit about them. Unless they're like me and do one-liners that are mostly lies. But
like that one where you have a girlfriend.
Yeah. That one's never going to be true.
But that one where you taste your friend's penis? Yep, that one actually happened.
I like that one.
No, that was a good one.
That's one of my favorite jokes. That usually gets like a big reaction. It doesn't always though. It's crazy how like
some people are weirded out by it.
Yeah, for sure.
It went well in Kettle River.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
I was surprised by that one.
Yeah,
like Kettle River. They're going to be like, oh, this guy's gay. We got to beat him up.
But yeah, it's crazy like what works where, and like you can literally do the same set at the same place the one week, and then the next week it doesn't. Mm-hmm. It either does better or worse, or it's never the same.
I've had bits that did really well all the time, and then one week nothing.
Yeah,
it's like, what? Do you guys have a bad sense of humor? It's like, no, it's not their fault.
Yeah,
the joke's not for everyone.
Yeah, well, that or it could have been like maybe you like missed a word,
or and you just didn't realize.
Yeah,
that's why it's really important to record your sets.
Yeah,
and to actually listen to them.
Yeah, because I have definitely done that where I'm like, why didn't I get a laugh there? And then I re-listen. I'm like, I missed the connector. I needed this word. Without that word, it's nothing.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, that definitely happens more when I drink more.
Yeah.
It's just my fault.
Yep. That makes sense because I don't drink every time. I've in the last maybe 6 months I've started drinking a little bit more. And not like huge, like I'll just drink a few, but then I notice a little bit of a difference sometimes, and you're like, oh, missed that.
Yeah, I typically do watch how much I drink before I perform.
Yeah.
Then a few weeks ago, I didn't drink for like a week, and it was crazy how much clearer I felt in my head on stage. How much I like flowed better, and just my speech was way more clear.
Yeah.
You know, all the things that alcohol does to you, it wasn't doing it to me.
That's weird how that happens.
Yeah, no. And I've tried taking edibles before getting on stage. That's also bad news.
That's one thing I've not tried. I've not done that.
There's no way I would ever do that.
It was Joe Mosier's showcase, the Too Many Sams one, back this last fall.
Yep.
Before the show, 3 different people offered me an edible. I'm not going to say no.
Yeah. Did you accept all 3?
I took all 3. And plus, I was also having drinks. I remember being on stage. That's it. I don't remember saying anything. I don't remember physically feeling anything.
Was that recorded?
Yeah.
It was.
And I listened to it later, and I was like, I don't remember doing any of this. I remember like seeing the crowd and like seeing them like not enjoying what was going on.
Oh.
And then when I did my showcase recently, in the group chat, Joe was talking about should I even say this on? I don't think he cares.
Yeah, we can.
He was talking about doing mushrooms before my show.
Yeah.
I just responded. It was like
he said worse things in his episode.
Okay. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, I don't want to throw him underneath the bus because he doesn't need that. His legs already don't work. But yeah, Joe Mosier, he was saying how he was going to eat some mushrooms before the show.
Yeah.
And I was like, I really want to tell you not to do drugs before my show, but I took 3 edibles before your show.
Yeah, so you're like, I can't
I
say
guess
anything.
do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Oh, Joe Mosier. Should actually say his last name too, so you can
Yeah.
actually give him credit for doing illegal drugs.
So any police officers listening?
Oh, it's my word.
Joe
against his, he'll
Mosier
be fine.
at
Yeah, can you add his address in here just real quick?
I can tell you where he is 3 times a week.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's stand-up comedy.
Yep. Comedy.
Comedy.
Amity.
Did that answer your question,
All right,
good, Doug?
Yes, it
Okay,
did.
Awesome.
We kind of already went over this, Sam, but we can kind of go a little bit more in depth. When was the first time you went on stage? What was it like? And where did you start?
Okay, so my first time was at Dublin's. Think back in those days. Like I said, it was January 12th, 5 years ago, so that'd be 2018. Just a few weeks before I turned 26, so it's technically 25. I don't really... At that point, I was 26. I don't do the birthday thing, but... yeah, at the time there was Dublin's, and then there was the VIP pizza over in Superior. That's all we had. The scene was not anything like
It is
what
today.
we have it now. Like, we put in some gnarly work in the last couple of years to really build it. And yeah, I did at Dublin's. The room was pretty full. I did my 3 minutes. It didn't go over, so that was good. It went well. Looking back, the material, so cringy.
Oh.
Oh god, it was like 2 years later I watched the video back. I was like, how did I think this was funny? Yeah, what was the last part of that question?
What was it like?
Oh,
what was your first time like?
I practiced. This is kind of what I do. I don't do it as much anymore, but like I will stand up in my apartment and I'll practice my entire set to my dog.
Okay.
And I just practice and practice and practice all week. So I didn't even have to think about my material. And I kind of had like an out of body experience. Like I remember like I was on stage moving around doing my material, but I don't like really like on the stage at Dublin's, you can't really see anybody.
Yep.
You just see shapes.
Yeah. Yep.
And I never stood on the stage, so I didn't know what to expect. So I kind of felt like I was like almost in a trance. And I got off stage and was just freaking out and like shaking. Yeah. It was a crazy experience. I never had it like that ever since because I knew what to expect after that, of course. But yeah, it was weird. Never felt anything like that before.
Yeah, it's really tough, especially like Dublin's, like we were saying, like it's tough to see everybody. Where there are stages out there that you can see people, and I don't know which one I prefer. Like I like them both, but yeah, it is intense. Like not like when you're not expecting it, and all of a sudden you're up there and you're just like the pressure is on. Yeah.
Then there's the first time going on stage after that to a stage that you can see everyone.
Yeah. Yep.
And it actually goes back to Mitch Hedberg. He never liked to look at anybody in the crowd because like one, he had the stage fright, but also he didn't want to see anybody unsatisfied because then that means everybody is unsatisfied, and that's the worst.
Yeah,
it's the worst when you see somebody just hating your material.
It is.
And you're expecting it just to crush, and it's like, oh, I guess it wasn't that good.
Yeah. That's why, like, if I'm able to see the people, I try to focus in on somebody that, like, seems to be enjoying themselves, and then basically just do the show for them, hopefully.
Right.
Like,
if they sit close enough, you can kind of see them.
Yeah, that part's tough, too, because, like, I did a set, actually, it was your show. It was...
Sam Schwartz as Friends.
Yep. And the guy in the back, he was, like, at the bar. And I didn't even see him during the whole show. I wasn't focused on him. And I was going up to the bar to get a beer afterwards. And he's like, hey, you're my guy. I'm like, what? I'm like, did I have a good set? He's like, did you have a good set? I'm like, oh, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Since we're on the subject, so anyone that doesn't know, I did a showcase recently called Sam Schwartz Has Friends. 8 of my good buddies I brought in, and everybody did really, really well. And we had a full room at the Caddy Shack. My parents were there. My stepdad saw me for the first time. And yeah, I just want to publicly tell you all that were a part of it how much I appreciate it. Because I was really nervous about that show bombing.
Yeah, well, thank you for having me be a part of it. That
Absolutely.
was
More shows are coming
so
up.
fun. Yeah,
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah,
but.
yeah. Anytime you have a show and you need somebody, I'm here for you. So, and I don't do a ton of shows. Obviously, I don't put them together, but I'll definitely. I try. I want to make sure that I get everybody involved at some point.
Absolutely.
So.
Yep.
But except for Vandy.
Too far away.
No.
Vandy, did you ever come up to Duluth?
Occasionally, time to time.
Have we met in person before?
Don't know. I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
He was the only time he's been here, like
Keller, maybe?
Oh, it might have been the Keller if you met him in.
I went to Keller one time, and I barely remember being there.
Okay, well, maybe if you've only been there once, I don't think, because he hasn't. I don't think you've been there in the last year or so, have you?
Once.
Okay. Yeah, so you probably didn't meet him there, but he did come up here for my very first time at Dublin's.
Okay.
He was here. He was the one that actually like got me
pushed
on.
him to get back on stage.
Sure. Awesome.
Yeah, because that was like I hadn't performed in like 8 months, and so he's the one. He's like, dude, let's just go. Like he was up here. We were gonna do a podcast that night, and he's like, just go. And so we were just playing darts, and I'm like, okay, well, I'll go in there and I'll sign up. And so I just signed up, and Gavin was hosting that night.
Gavin.
And
Gavin.
It was funny though because we got through everybody. And Gavin was like he's like, okay, we got our last comics. I'm like, it must be me. And it wasn't me. And I'm like, uh-oh.
Oh, I think I remember this actually.
Yeah. And then I went up to him. I'm like, hey, is there any chance like I just got skipped because I was trying to get on stage. And then he's like, yeah, I'll get you on. So he got me on and ended up doing well. And a bunch of you guys came to talk to me at the end of the show. Frankie ended up getting me into the one-liner contest. That's how
You're perfect for that one.
Yeah. I didn't win, but
Nah, it was the contest was kind of dumb because I had some one-liners that like had jokes or that had laughs.
Yeah,
and they're still like, "Oh, nobody laughed. You're out." I was like, "Did you not see those 4 people right there?"
Oh, that's.
And then one of them, I got kicked out because it was too dark.
Mm.
And then like the next person did a way darker joke. And they're like, that one's good. I was like, go fuck yourself.
That's ridiculous.
They also scrubbed me from ever appearing there. I was at both nights. Then they did a big group photo, photoshopped in everybody else that was there, didn't put me in it.
What?
And they photoshopped in people that weren't there at all.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck is this?
You should have photoshopped yourself in.
I was in like a very depressed state at the time, so like it really was not helpful to be excluded. Like, which I'm not like one of those people where I need to be included, but like that just
hurts.
Like,
yeah, no, I understand that.
Yeah,
dang.
I mean it's like it's fine now. It's not really a big deal.
Yeah.
But
I'm sorry I told them to take you out of it. I'm just kidding.
I just left early. I didn't even know they did a group photo.
Well, that happens all the time. People leave early, and we just forget about the photo.
It was a Sunday. I wanted to go home and get to bed and get ready for work.
That's why I got to call Roddy a host, because he gets really depressed when I just call him the co-host.
Yeah, I'm glad he actually called me the host this time. I was surprised he did that because he doesn't do that super often. He has actually a little bit more recently.
I've been doing it quite a bit lately.
I've been doing it a lot lately, but I mean that's kind of what I expect from my co-host to do.
You gotta boost your ego before we let you go.
Oh, okay.
Does this joke stem from like pilot and co-pilot?
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
Because that is really weird how there's a pilot and then there's a co-pilot.
Yeah.
Like,
you're a pilot, but you're not as
doing the
piloty.
same thing.
Yeah, you're not as piloty.
Yeah.
You know.
And don't call me Shirley.
I'll give you that. That was pretty good. I like it. Okay. So how long were you, or have you, obviously you are still doing it, but how long have you been an open micer?
January 12th, 2018, I guess. So, yeah, I just hit 5 years in January, and it's crazy. It's been that long.
Yeah.
Like halfway to 10. I mean, I definitely don't think that I'm as advanced as I would like to be, and I'm probably not as advanced as I should be. I just, I could have put in more effort. But, like, this isn't the only thing I do in my life.
Yeah.
And, going back to kind of like the style thing where I don't really have a style. It's kind of like mixed up a lot.
Mm-hmm.
maybe if I zoned in on a style, I could have like really developed more. But I've always been like the type of guy, and like everything I do, I want to do like everything. Like when I did martial arts, I picked up 3 instead of focusing on one.
Yeah.
Then when I got into aerial arts, I didn't just do pole dancing. I also did aerial silks. You know, it was like I wanted to do everything, right? I never focused in on like a thing.
Yeah.
Like in graphic design, I have a very versatile range of graphic design skills. Like I can do digital design, I can do print design, I can do motion graphics, animation. I never focused in on one and made a specialty.
Yeah.
So maybe that's something that I should have done or should do or something, but
yeah.
But yeah, 5 years.
That's cool. No, and I do appreciate the fact that like you do everything too. Like I try to do that, but like obviously with comedy, for some reason I didn't get that.
Yeah.
I focus more on one-liners. Obviously, that's just how I've written, because I've been writing since like 2010. I've just been writing one-liner jokes, and obviously a lot of them are just not any good. I haven't used majority of the jokes I've written. I have not even touched like on stage. And so like I'm still constantly going back trying to find more to bring to stage. And so that's why sometimes I have like only new open mics and they suck because I'm like just grabbing stuff from the past.
I want to tell a quick story about Roddy.
Yeah.
So anyone that doesn't know, every open mic that Roddy is at, he has like this stack of like 500 sheets printed out from Excel of all of his jokes.
Yep.
And that's what he goes off of for his sets. And then one day I show up. He's like, dude, check it out. I got a tablet. I was like, dude, awesome. That's way better than the stack of paper. Then he shows me that he has all of his jokes in the tablet. He literally laid down the sheets and just took a picture of them instead of getting like Google Sheets or something. I was like, dude, what the hell? Are you 95 years old?
In my defense, so I only have one copy of each of those because I only have one Excel sheet that I work off of. And when I'm done with it, I just delete it off the Excel. And so like once I printed it, like that's my only copy I ever have of it.
That's not smart.
I know it's not. And I should go the other way with it and like make a doc and like do it that way. Cause everything else I have, like you should see how organized I am, but I don't have all of my sets down like that, except for like, I do have all of my sets from shows.
Right.
So open mics, I don't have all of those saved, but I have all of my shows saved. So like I could tell you right now, all the jokes that I use, all the shows that I've been on with you. Whoop. Good catch.
I knew that was going to happen.
Yeah. Good catch. Here, do you want me to put a little weight on there? On the back end? I'll do that for you.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. But,
almost spilled my Twisted Tea all over your music room here.
No, that's cool. That's my couch. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
But yeah, so we're good there. Yeah, do you just want to go maybe as I'm going to get that for you?
Oh, that's the next question.
Okay. Perfect.
So, yep, go grab. All right. How many times should you be going on stage every week? And do you think it matters? Does it make a difference?
I mean, a lot of people will say go as many times as you can. I'm not 100% sure if I agree with that, because I do think that you do need a break, or else you're just going to burn yourself out. We have 3 mics a week. If you do 2 of those, that's awesome. One thing that I know a lot of people do is our Tuesday night mic at the Caddy Shack is typically has not much of an audience, but I think that should be like one that you should skip as little as possible, because then you're really workshopping for the comics. And then like the Wednesday and Thursday mics typically have an audience, and that's when you can really take what you learned from workshopping and hit it home. But doing the 3 mics a week is great too. But if you're in a place where, excuse me, if you're in a place where there's like 6 mics a week, I don't think you should do all 6.
Yeah.
Just personally, I don't think so, because it's just so much. If comedy is like your full-time gig, then yeah, go ahead. But yeah, no.
Yeah, if I was only doing the podcast and comedy, I would totally do probably 4, 5, 6.
Mm-hmm.
But Yeah, I'm only doing 2 right now. Tuesdays are tough because that's usually when we do episodes. We're doing one on a Tuesday right now. So that's just what works for us right now. So maybe in the future I will, but again, once spring comes, that's when I do disc golf is Tuesday nights.
Right.
That's
And you got another thing going on, so you can't do all of them, right?
Yeah. Tuesdays are tough for me, but Wednesdays and Thursdays I'm going to try to hit as often as I possibly can. Like tomorrow we're also doing an episode, so it's going to be tough.
As I was driving out here, going down this dark road where there was probably a serial killer somewhere, I was like, if I lived out here, I would probably not do stand-up. That is a drive.
It is a little,
because I walk most of the time. Like Thursdays for sure, because whatever. Wednesdays I have to drive because it's across the bridge, but like my walking is like I could walk there and back before you would get there. Just one way.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's a little bit of a drive for me, but it's worth it. I mean, I get to see you guys, I get to perform, and it's
nice that we actually started like socializing and hanging out afterwards.
Yeah,
because like when I started, and really even when like at the beginning of when we came back after the pandemic, we did stand up, and it was like, all right, see you next week.
Okay.
Now we actually like hang out, we socialize, and like we even hang out if there's not a show.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's not something that we did before. We're like more, I don't even want to say friends. We're more of a family now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is really close. It's really awesome just to be like, hey, what are you guys doing today? Like, do you guys want to go get breakfast? Like,
right. Yeah. And I basically lived with Pete Hanegraaff for a week this month. Don't remember that week, but it's great because without that, like I don't have any other friends in Duluth. So it's nice that I actually have that now. Mm-hmm. So, and it's people that I get along with and we're like-minded, and yeah. So that is a good thing that happened.
Yeah, and if you're ever out in the middle of nowhere, you can always reach out to me because. But otherwise, if you're ever in Cloquet or if you ever want to like play disc golf, I'm going to be playing a lot of disc golf.
I was actually going to bring that up to you. We were talking about me coming on originally on the podcast, and we were going to do the podcast, do some drugs, and then play disc golf.
Yep.
I was thinking on the way here, I was like, not in the winter.
Yeah, probably not going to do that today.
Somebody in the summer when you bring them on, I'll just come and hang out while you guys do a podcast, and then we can go get ripped and play disc golf.
Dude, I would love that. That'd be so fun. But
yeah, I just got into drugs. They're fun.
Yeah, it's
when I say drugs, I mean edibles. So it's not really drugs.
Yeah,
I don't consider marijuana, weed, whatever it is.
Yeah,
drugs.
All right. So is stand-up comedy what you thought it would be?
Anybody that says yes to this question is a goddamn liar. It is absolutely not what you expect it to be. You don't know what it is until you do it.
Yeah.
Like 100%. Because like everybody expects to like do a mic for the first time and just like within a month they're headlining, and there's actually a guy he was doing stand up for like maybe a month last year. Wasn't good. It was really bad, to be honest. I tried to give him advice because I could see that he wanted it. Mm-hmm. Obviously I was wrong because he disappeared, but he showed up on his first day and we're like, oh yeah, it's your first time? Okay, we'll give you 3 minutes. We'll give you a light when you have 1 minute left. He's like, guess I'm only doing 3 minutes. And I was like,
he was mad about it? Interesting.
I think he was expecting to do like 10, 15.
Oh.
And like, I wanted to explain to him, like, we'll give you 3 because if you suck, we can't let you go any longer than that because then people are going to want to leave if you're not good.
Yeah.
Like if the comedy is not good, then why do people want to stay?
Yeah.
Right? And we can't trust somebody that's never done it before to do well unless you're fucking Patrick DeGeest or some shit.
Yeah, he crushes all the time.
Oh, yeah. I just feel like a lot of times I get on stage and it's like, this is a brand new experience. So it's like, I mean, of course, I'm always going to be learning, but it's like, I'm still learning this shit. Like, still finding out new stuff. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so definitely anybody that says it is exactly, or even a little bit, like what they expected is not telling you the truth. Or they're lying to themselves.
Yeah, well, and it's crazy because, like, there's so many people out there that you'll talk to at work or wherever you're at, and they'll be like, oh, yeah, I could do stand-up.
Yep.
And you're like, okay, well, just go to an open mic once. I want to see you try. Like, I would love, like, just come with me. Like, I'm going this Wednesday. I'm going this Thursday. Whenever I'm going.
Well,
Yeah.
nah. A guy I went to college with eventually came and tried out stand up, and he was always just like, he'd do all these little things that like made everybody just laugh. He was just super funny naturally.
Mm-hmm.
Not the same.
Mm.
He got on stage and absolutely ate shit.
Mm.
Then about a month later, he came back, was eating shit again. And then he like pulled out his phone to his notes. He's like, I'll try out this joke. Last time I was here, it killed. I was like, fuck off. Dude, there's nothing wrong with bombing. Don't try to act like you killed when you did not.
Yeah. Well, and then especially like if you do the joke that killed last time and then it doesn't kill, it doesn't bode well for you.
Yes. Yeah, I've had bits that have murdered. Like, it was like the best joke of the night. And then other nights, not a single laugh.
Yep.
You can't let it discourage you.
Yeah.
And some people do.
Oh, yeah. Well, I did for 8 months before I got back on the Duluth stage. So, but
there's some people that if there's not an audience, they won't even get on stage. I won't call anyone out, but it's Pete Handegraff.
He's gonna be on this podcast eventually too, and
good.
That he's gonna have a comeback for you. I bet.
I'm pretty sure he is interested. He'd love to be here.
Oh yeah.
Maybe he's the one that I'll bring down, and we can go do drugs afterwards.
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
I think he wants to be on sooner than that, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're getting pretty close to getting all of us.
Yeah, we're trying to get everybody. Like, there's so many more that we still need to get, and it's tough because we can only essentially do one guest per month.
Right.
Because we do another episode with just Vandy and I.
Yeah, you just do like 2 a month, right?
Yeah,
like
we do
every other month.
Every other Monday is when we release. So.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna have to come up with like a new structure and do part 2 with all of us.
Oh, for sure. And we actually are talking about Vandy. Do you want to talk about it or no?
I mentioned it in the video.
You did. Okay. I did too, actually. We're talking about getting a Patreon together.
Sweet.
And so what we're thinking is when we do the Patreon, we're going to do one extra episode every month just for the Patreon. And
Sweet.
So then we would get everybody that's already been on again.
Right.
And we can even do multiple people. So we could get like up to 8 of us if we wanted to.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, we're probably not going to do like that,
that's
that many, but
there'll be some people that won't get a word in.
Yeah, exactly. So we might do maybe like 5 or 6.
Sure.
But like we even talked on Danny's episode about maybe doing a little show after the Dublin show, like with just the comedians.
Right.
And if we have an audience, we have an audience. But it's tough because like when you take your headphones off, you can't really hear it. It's just you and I talking.
Right.
So it's not going to be as loud unless we get it. We're going to have to get more equipment.
Yep.
But if we did that, we could do a live show, which would be.
Well, it's good to have plans, though. You know?
Yeah.
You can't do it immediately, of course. But
yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, that's the kind of stuff that we want to eventually get into. But obviously, we're going to need to do some more research on getting the equipment.
So, would that be after everybody leaves, or would you do a live podcast?
So, if eventually we're looking to do a live podcast where we have an audience, I think to start, if we were going to do something like that, I would want to do it where it's just the comedians.
Right,
so it would just be after the show. Once everybody left the room, we would close the doors and do it.
Sure. Doing a live podcast with a mixture of Chad Gallo's trivia show might be interesting.
Yeah, Chad and I have talked about that.
Yeah. Because you can't really do it the same format as you do it here.
Yeah. Yep.
So I just don't. I personally just don't think it would work that well. But
yeah.
Of course, you're more of an expert in podcasts than me.
But we've talked about that actually, and I think I'll have to talk to Vandy about it. But I think it'd be a really great idea to do for one of those Patreon episodes. But yeah, we're talking about that. He actually just got the Patreon going, so now we just got to figure out all the details and stuff, and then eventually we want to get merch. We're talking about doing a lot this year. So
sure, yeah.
Now that we're 2 years in, tomorrow we're 2 years in.
Yeah.
And so we want to step up our game.
Man, that's exciting. Things keep on moving.
Yep. We want to vamp up our website. We got to do that coming up. We've been trying to do that.
Oh, you have a website. I haven't been on it.
Yeah.
I'll have to check it out.
Yep. It's www.thestupidestpodcast.com. That's how we always end.
Sure.
But, yeah.
Fun. That's awesome, man. Good for you.
Yeah, so we will definitely have you on again.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so
I'll let you know.
yeah, we'll get you on and We also, before we even started this episode, we talked to you a little bit about what we want potentially in the future.
Probably keep that on wraps for now.
Yeah.
Sure thing, man.
All right.
That's what we in the business call a teaser.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. All right. How long have you been writing? How do you write? For example, do you write on stage or off stage? And if off stage, what does your writing process look like? Do you have a notebook? Do you type it down? Do you put it in your phone?
Yeah, so I have a small pocket notebook that I typically use. This kind of ended when the lockdown happened. But like Sundays, I would always go to the grocery store. On the way home, I'd stop at like Duluth Cider or Bent Paddle just on my way home. And I would just have a drink and I would sit and just write anything. I might rewrite a bit that I already have and see if I could come up with a tag. So I have a bunch of notebooks there. Save them all, of course. Well, sometimes I just bought a tablet recently with a keyboard specifically to write because I can just type faster.
You didn't just take a picture of all your pages?
That's what I gotta do next to make sure I save all that. No. Yeah, so I've been starting to do that a little for like the shows I produce. I'll make a individual Word doc on Google for it, where I'll like write down, these are the potential people I want. These are the people that I finished with booking. And then like the roast battle.
Yep.
I put like all the people's names that were in it and then just did bullet points under that of all the roast jokes that came up for them. And then I write down the structure of the show and I'll say like, this person's doing this much time, this person's doing that much time. So then I'm like, okay, this is how much time that is. And then, if I just have a thought, I'll just make sure I have that notebook near me at all times. Like where I have in my back pocket, like always.
Yeah.
Lately, I'm kind of starting to finally get some ideas flowing, but there was like a good like 3 to 6 months there that I was just not coming up with anything. Just the biggest plateau I've had in comedy, other than the lockdown, because I didn't try to write because there's no reason to. So a mixture of notebook and digitally typing them on a tablet, I guess.
Yeah.
And I never tried to like sit down and think of something. It's just always whatever comes up to me.
Yeah.
Then once I was just rewriting this story about my grandma, and as I was writing it is when I came up with tags. Right? I never just like randomly come up with a tag to a story that already exists. It's always what I'm like physically writing.
Interesting.
Pen on paper.
I'm the opposite. I can't, if I'm writing it or typing it, I can't usually come up with it. It'll be like down the road. So like if I'm all of a sudden like I'm in the shower or something and I'll be like thinking of one thing and then all of a sudden a random thought comes into me and I'm just like, boom, there's a tag for this joke. And I'm like, I gotta remember that. Like, how am I supposed to remember that now? Like,
this topic always reminds me of Mitch.
Yep.
Whenever I think of something funny, my notebook's too far away. I have to convince myself it's not funny. Because I really do that.
Yeah.
That was like a joke that is literally just a statement.
Yeah. Yep. And
that was good Mitch cadence.
Oh, yeah. I actually just recently started to kind of listen to your deep dive on Mitch. It was after like 2 minutes. I was like, I just want to listen to Mitch Hedberg right now.
Exactly.
So I switched over and started listening to his albums on Spotify. And goddamn, imagine if he never died.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ.
He would have been Jesus Christ.
I think he is Jesus Christ.
I think so.
He just hasn't come.
He was the second coming, and we just didn't know it.
Goddamn.
Yeah, he was insane. Insanely good.
Do you think that people,
for a guy that didn't have that much out, it's crazy how big he is.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think people wouldn't like value him as highly if he didn't die?
Because I don't know.
That's a good question, but I mean, the way he was rising, I think they would have. Maybe he wouldn't necessarily be as big of a name right now. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like obviously as his career would have built, he would have maybe become bigger, and better and everything. Like, again, that's almost like the Chris Farley thing too. Like, he was on his way up also. Mm-hmm. Like, they would have, I feel, been amazing, but we don't know what their true potential was, but we can imagine what their true potential was because like they were already amazing and heading up.
I feel like if Chris Farley didn't die, then Kevin James wouldn't have a career. Adam Sandler needed a white fat guy, and Chris Farley was gone. So.
That's funny.
I wanted to see Jim Belushi, or not Jim Belushi.
John Belushi.
John Belushi.
Yeah.
That would have been, yeah. It's really crazy.
I don't think we saw that guy's potential.
No. Addiction's
Chris Farley, I think we're getting close.
He was
he died.
He was about to do his first serious film as a biopic called I don't know what it's called, but it was about Fatty Arbuckle. And he was going to play a Fatty Arbuckle, and it was going to be a serious movie, not a comedy. He proved to everybody that he's not just fat; he falls down.
Yeah.
And they told him you have to be sober for 2 years before we start this.
Dang.
And he said, "All right, after New Year's, no more. I'm sober." And 2 weeks, sharp.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's wow. Didn't realize he was on his way to be sober before that happened.
He went into rehab several times.
Same thing with Mitch. Mitch was on what was it, that radio show, Howard Stern.
Yeah.
Yep. Like just a few weeks before.
3 months later, just
a few months. Yeah. Chris was sober for like 3 years almost.
Damn.
Then one night he's like, "Fuck it, I'm getting ripped tonight." Then it was binges and rehab, binge, rehab, and
damn,
like 3-4 days of being awake, doing drugs, drinking.
I saw the police photos of Chris Farley.
Yeah, they're pretty hard to look at.
I have not seen those.
Do you have a weak
you don't
stomach?
Want to.
I maybe afterwards you can show me.
So they find he's kind of in a weird position laying down. His arms are like spread out. It's called purging. It looks like his tongue's white and sticking out.
Okay.
But it's actually called purging. It's something like comes out of your stomach when you have an overdose.
Okay.
And like he's massive too. He was really overweight when he died. And like all of his sides are just purple. Like he looks awful.
It's not pretty.
Dang.
Yeah. No, it was no good.
Damn. That's nuts.
I actually went and visited him in Madison last year. Okay. Specifically to go visit him.
Yeah.
He's my real dad.
Nice. I love your Farley shirt that you wear on stage. That's I love that shirt.
Yeah, I love him. He's my favorite.
No.
God. It was the first time I was ever sad about death is when I found out that he died. My mom showed me a picture of a magazine with him on it. I actually have that picture as like one of those 5-piece canvases on my living room wall.
Dang.
And I was like, you mean if I go put in Tommy Boy, he's not going to be on it? And at this point, like, I had an aunt that died. My grandpa died. This is the first time I was sad.
Dang.
Yeah. Chris Farley.
That's saying something.
Oh, yeah. He's my patron saint of comedy.
Yeah.
For sure.
Damn.
Oh.
And now we just have Tom Segura.
He doesn't do that many drugs. So he almost died once of an overdose when he was like 18, 19.
He OD'd.
Okay.
Yeah, he was in the hospital and shit. He took
back in college.
What was that drug that he took?
What's that?
What was that drug that he took? It's like a liquid.
Not
OCD, not LSD. GHB.
Okay.
So normally
you're only supposed to like take like a water bottle cap full.
Like this.
Okay.
A cap.
Yeah.
That's all. And like this dude gave him like a gallon jug, and he was just like,
oh.
Yeah, he took a swig.
Go.
And his explanation was like, I didn't want to be rude.
Yeah.
I'm like, so die? Like,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Then he doesn't remember the rest of the night, and he woke up like in the ICU with the ventilator, everything. His dad looks over him. They give him a piece of paper. He's like, "Are you mad?" And then he's like, "Buddy, just disappointed."
His sister saved his life.
Oh yeah. Yep.
His friends were, because you're at a party and you pass out on drugs, they're just gonna let you sleep it off.
Yeah, they don't think that you're.
But his sister was like, "No, there's something definitely wrong with him," and brought him to the hospital.
If you look up Tom Segura on this isn't happening, I think it's called. He tells that story.
Okay.
Or if you just search
He's
John
told
Yeah.
a lot.
GHC Tomziger or whatever,
Okay.
whatever on
I
YouTube.
might have to do that.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Drugs are fun.
Yeah, I guess. But this next question has nothing to do with.
Damn, I don't want to talk about drugs.
His other good story is when he went to the doctor. He has like an abnormal heart, so his heart rate's really, really low. And they're like, and this is back when he was like overweight. They're like,
Yeah.
either you're a really good athlete or you're on drugs or something.
Oh yeah. It's
And he's like,
does this
he's
guy
like,
run
are you an
marathons?
athlete? He's like, yeah, practically professional. And then the doctor comes in and like, holy shit, does he run marathons? And the nurse is like, look at him.
Are you gonna go see another doctor? No, I have Don Rickles.
Yeah.
God, he doesn't have that doctor
I'm gonna
anymore,
see
so we're
him
not going to hear about
forever.
it
Oh, why doesn't he have the doctor?
because he moved to Austin.
Oh, that makes sense.
That'd be weird if he went back to LA just to go to the doctor.
I mean,
But
you
that is a
never
cool
know.
doctor.
Yeah. He
Yeah.
like pays for the doctor to go to Austin.
Right. You want to move?
Yeah.
I got an extra room.
Yeah.
I can't believe he never got him on the podcast. I think the doctor refused.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Damn.
But he gave him like a DVD where he talked about him.
Oh, interesting.
And I guess I forget exactly, but the doctor's like, that was funny, but like I didn't say it like that.
Oh.
It's like he's a comic.
Yeah, he's got to embellish a
Actually,
little.
what the doctor's like, I actually said this, and he said something that was actually meaner.
Oh, no.
Oh man, it was on one of the podcast episodes. It
Yeah.
was so long ago, I wouldn't even be able to find it probably. But yeah,
Damn, that's funny.
I
though.
would go to the doctor all the time if I had that doctor.
Yeah.
That'd be the best.
That's crazy that he had to dial it back.
Yeah. Well, I've heard him tell some stories from his stand-up on the podcast, and it's a completely different story. It's like more real. And he also had his book come out last year.
Yeah.
He told some stories that I've heard him tell before.
Yeah.
Completely different. He punches them up in the stand-up, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, big
And
time.
tells them a little more realistically in person and at the book.
Damn.
Yeah.
Unlike Bert punches them up all the time.
Have you ever heard him talk about his wife telling a story versus him?
Yeah.
His wife, Leanne.
Yeah.
She'll tell a story, and then Bert's like, all right, I'll tell it now. I'll make it good.
Yeah. Jeez.
And she's like, that didn't really no, it makes it better.
Yeah. I mean, like, really, if you and the best story in the world, if you tell it exactly how it happened, it's not going to be as good.
Yeah, for sure.
You have to punch it
Oh,
up.
yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, there's like a limit to how much you should punch it up, but
Yeah. Well, I mean, what you should, but then also if you want to be a really great comedian.
Well, I'm just saying, just telling a story, not like a stand-up bit. A stand-up bit, yeah, go crazy. Nothing has to be true.
Yeah.
When people talk about Bert telling a story, they're like, 10% of it's true.
Yeah.
90% of it is embellished.
Oh, I love it though. Just the way that Bert tells a story. It's like you're just so captivated.
Yeah.
I love when he's like, "Oh, my wife, she's such a cunt."
She's like the nicest lady in the whole world.
On an episode of Two Bears One Cave, it was Tom and Leanne, and Tom showed clips from the show of Bert being like, "God, Leanne's such a fucking cunt," and she just busts out laughing. She does not care because she knows that he's kidding.
I love when they start going, tell me about that second wife. What's that second wife like? He's like,
The Dalmatian.
Let's get into this.
Yeah.
Like when he talks about Tom's dad who passed away last year, but he's like, "Mom or Dad, what are you gonna do when Mom dies?" He's like, "I like blondes and big tits, buddy." It's like, "Oh, you thought about this, huh?"
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, so funny. God.
I love when they come up with theories and they're like, well, Leanne's dead and she got hit by a train.
Yeah, they never die in like a peaceful way.
Yeah.
And my other favorite part is like, well, I'm definitely outliving you. It's Bert talking to Duff.
Yeah. Oh God, it really makes me scared. Like Bert's probably just gonna die out of nowhere.
Yeah.
He does not treat himself well. I mean, like he'll like run 5 miles a day, but like other than that, he does not treat himself well.
Yeah.
Drinks a lot. He doesn't brush his teeth. He bathes in the goddamn pool. That's so vile.
He doesn't shower.
Oh, it's so gross.
I I have to shower.
Yeah.
I'm the opposite of Bert.
If I skip a day, if I'm like sick or whatever, I smell myself.
Yeah.
It's hard to smell yourself, but
Yeah.
like I smell myself. I'm
Yeah.
like, ugh. Let me smell that
clips his
again.
nails.
Yeah.
He clips his nails and puts it on a piece of tape and then puts it under the table.
Yeah, that's so weird.
What? I did not hear that. That's
Yeah.
Oh,
I
could
tune
not.
out a lot of what I hear about him.
Not that he's probably one of the grossest human beings around.
Really, yeah.
Oh man.
Oh, God, and he's just like takes off his shirt and he's just sweating like
Yeah.
crazy. And then afterwards, people will go up, take off their shirt and push their bellies against him. Like, that's brave. You must have a really
just-
trustworthy immune system.
I don't think I'm gonna make it as a comic because I can't do any of that stuff.
It blows my mind though because he's still really athletic.
He is. He's like a natural athlete, really.
He's a freak. To be honest, I mean, if the dude was actually in shape, he'd probably be a professional athlete in some sport.
Sure, yeah.
I really want to play disc golf with him because I know he plays.
Oh, I bet he
He's-
would have a fucking blast.
Yeah,
with
he's-
him.
He's sponsored by Innova. I mean, I'd throw another company, but like I feel like I think I could take him.
That is actually
I
something.
don't know. He's been playing disc golf since the 70s, man.
Oh yeah,
and
but
he's just naturally good at shit. Like, did you see the tennis tournament he did with Tom?
No,
He has like a varsity level overhand serve.
dang,
Yeah, it's like how in the fuck are you that good at tennis?
yeah,
Of all things,
damn,
one that's like very cardio driven.
yeah,
I can see him
Yeah.
being strong, but like it's not even just like how hard he can hit it; it's the aim,
yeah,
the accuracy, whatever you want to call it.
Tom's coach took like lessons.
Yeah.
And his teacher was like, he has a legitimate D1
Yeah,
serve.
damn,
yeah. When I said varsity,
Like-
I meant D1.
yeah.
Varsity's pussy shit in comparison.
Varsity
He goes-
one,
He
varsity
was-
D1.
He goes, dude, he was humming like 102 mile an hour serves.
Yeah,
Damn,
he absolutely fucked Tom up.
really,
Like
Yeah.
Tom was talking so much shit about how he's gonna just like, there's not a chance I'll lose.
yeah,
Bert fucked him up.
wow,
But
Tom was talking about it, and he goes, my coach goes, you should take him. Like, there should be no reason. Like, there's no way you're going to lose to Bert. Unless he has, like, an insane serve. But, like, what are the odds of that happening?
yeah,
Then freaking he gets there, and he can't return any of the serves.
damn,
yeah, he aced him a shit ton of times. But yeah, one thing I'd really love to do with Bert, a weekend. I'm not saying that I could keep up with him at all, but I would want to spend an entire weekend with him. As soon as I get with him, I match every single drink that he has for the whole weekend just to see where I match up.
yeah,
And then I never drink again after that
yeah,
because I'm probably dead.
yeah. You're probably gone. You're gone, ski.
Because yeah, like
Yeah, you
he'll
got it.
wake up, sun's coming up. He's like, "Oh, I need a drink for this."
Damn,
Box of wine
Yeah,
in one sitting. And,
Yep.
I could probably do
I
a
don't
box of
drink
wine in one
anymore,
sitting, but I
but-
won't feel good.
I couldn't do a box of wine.
I bet I
That's-
could,
no.
but I don't want to because a wine hangover is
Yeah.
a brutal one.
The other thing is he doesn't get hangovers.
That's insane.
I don't know if I believe him on that one.
How do you not?
How do you not?
Yeah.
I mean, that wouldn't make sense how he can drink so much.
Yeah.
But
Well, that being said, like, the reason I think he doesn't get hangovers is because he doesn't quit.
Yeah.
yeah, that could be it. Hair of the dog.
You know, when you get up at 5 a.m., you slam another shot or something like that.
Yeah.
Just never
then you
get
start drinking
fully
again at noon.
sober.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Nick Swartzen after his show at the Bear, he went into the Cobalt and he drank.
Did he?
Yep.
Because heard him
Well,
on
so he's back on the wagon.
I heard him on a podcast a couple years ago where he said he almost died once, so he quit drinking. So now he's
Yeah.
Yeah,
drinking.
he quit
again.
drinking for like 2 years.
He was in
So
a
he's back to drinking.
Apparently.
he was talking about drinking on stage, but that doesn't mean that you drink.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But yeah, no,
Man, fuck! If I knew he was gonna hang around and party,
yeah.
fuck the Gopher Hole show.
Well, he ended up like just hanging out in the Cobalt, and he wasn't like gone, but he had some. You could definitely tell.
Yeah, he definitely has a tolerance from
Yeah.
over the years.
Yeah, but then yeah, it was funny because then like the next day he was still at Black Bear, and that's when I gave him a fist bump. And
And you didn't get that goddamn jersey signed? What's up?
I brought the jersey home. I thought he was gone.
I'm just kidding.
I know.
I wouldn't have even asked him at that point.
Yeah, for sure.
That was really nice of him to like give you the fist bump and stuff.
Yeah. No, I was walking the other way. I had to get ready for the next thing I was doing. But
man,
I wonder him on the podcast next time, man.
Wonder how like taxing it is to like meet so many people when you're famous.
Yeah.
Because like this last December I saw Josh Blue.
Yep.
And at the Northern Lights Casino in Walker, and he was doing a meet and greet afterwards. I just went up. I was like, "Hey man, that was really funny. Thank you so much." He was just like, "Yeah," no smile, nothing.
Yeah.
Just yeah. It's like this is when you're supposed to be friendly.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, he was nice, but he does this shit so much.
You were
He
probably
meets so many people.
Yeah, you were probably like the 1,000th person to say that to him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
People were like coming up to him in the lobby. I saw him. I was like, not a chance. I'm going up to him right now.
I went out with a girl that goes.
You?
He's not. Right? I know. Trying to brag here a little bit. All right, let me take this in a little bit. No, I went out with this girl though, and she had she knew nothing about comedy or anything like that. And she goes, and I was telling her how we're doing the podcast and all that, and she goes, "Oh, do you know Josh Blue?" And I go, "I've heard of him. I don't know him, but yeah." She goes, "Oh, you're not in the same clique as him?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not." She goes, "Yeah, he used to be my neighbor."
Oh
yeah, he's from Minnesota.
That's cool.
That's cool. Yeah.
And I'm like, "Oh, what?" She's like, "Yeah, we used to be pretty good friends." I'm like, "Can you hook me up?"
Yeah, you need to talk to her. You're talking about me getting people on the podcast.
Right.
You got a connection.
I don't know if I've ever seen him on a podcast before.
I've never seen him on a podcast either.
Mm.
He was just on America's Got Talent again this last month.
Okay.
He didn't make it as far this time, though.
Mm.
There's just a stacked list of people.
Yeah.
This is one of those like shorter seasons where they bring back
ones that
were
I was gonna say,
on.
how do you get back on there? Like,
they do the summer one,
Yeah.
which is the longer one. Then they'll sometimes do some sort of themed one in between. And this year was called All Stars, where they just took back people that won, people that were finalists, just the bigger names. They brought them back to do a mini version of the thing. And he finished last year second runner up, and of the round that he was in this year, second runner up.
Dang.
Yeah. He really no comedians won before.
Okay,
so
yeah,
he really
I've
wanted
heard
to
that.
win,
Yeah.
I think if I ever get like terminal cancer, I'm gonna go on the show, because
Yeah.
it's like that's who people want to vote for. Is like you have to not only have a talent, you need to also have a story.
Yeah. Yep.
Because like I don't think that's not true. Most of the time, whoever wins is like a child with like a golden talent, or it's like somebody who sick, somebody who like came over some sort of illness, something,
or a dog.
Yeah.
They're-
Animal talents have one.
Yeah.
Or you're a puppet.
Yeah, the ventriloquist.
Yeah.
I think the second place this year was a ventriloquist.
Okay.
Like a 14-year-old girl, really fucking good.
Yeah.
She's got a show in Vegas now.
I'm not talking about Darcy. There's a different girl actually.
Yeah.
Darcy
Darcy
Lynn. She's so good too. But...
She's been at Black Bear.
Oh really?
Mm-hmm.
That's weird.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I think it's really weird to go see a teenager
perform. Yeah.
I mean, she's getting closer to 18, but that still doesn't necessarily make it.
Yeah. No, I know what you're saying.
But this new girl this year, I think she won France's Got Talent.
Okay, interesting.
And then she brought her over. She's from somewhere over there. But yeah, she was super talented too. It's crazy how you can sing without opening your mouth.
Yeah. I can't talk without opening my mouth.
You ever just practice ventriloquism just to...
It's
I
really
have,
crazy
yeah.
when,
It's so hard.
when you can do like impersonations and not open your mouth.
Yeah. No, I've tried it, but then it's
then-
tough getting the thing out of your...
Going back and forth between talking and then mimic talking.
Yeah.
It's
No,
insane.
I can't do ventriloquist. I've tried it, and I actually like, because like sometimes my mustache hair gets longer than my lips, and I'm like, this is perfect for
Yep.
ventriloquism. Still doesn't work.
Yep. God damn. And those kids just have the talent.
Yeah.
They don't like learn it. They just have it.
Mm-hmm.
Since
Yeah.
some people are lucky.
Yeah.
I try as hard as I can to be good at stuff. I suck at everything I do.
Dude, I feel ya.
God damn.
That's why I really, in my head, I really think that I'm a better disc golfer than Bert.
Mhm.
Because he can't be better than me at comedy and disc golf. Those are my two things. And he's already got me in comedy by a long shot.
What did he become?
I want to play him at golf.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be fun too.
Yeah.
Just to have like some cigars and some drinks and just play golf all day with him would be the best day.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, I forgot what I was gonna say, but that'd be fun.
I forget what you were gonna say too.
Yeah, it's all good. We were talking about disc golf, and I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Nah.
Nothing we're saying now matters. We're just filling time.
Yeah. Actually, we should probably get. We've been on one question for a while.
That's fine.
I'm gonna go to the next question. So, do you ever practice your jokes alone or with friends and family?
I absolutely do not practice with friends and family. I do, like, I stand up and I'll practice in front of Jabba.
Yep.
My dog Jabba the pup, just in case anybody doesn't know.
I love that name. Yeah. It's perfect for Jabba.
Oh God, you should have seen me the night that I thought of it. So I got on him as a puppy, and I went and visited him. He fit in my palm. He was so small. He was only a few weeks old when I first met him. And
what kind of dog is he?
He's a pug. So he's a fawn. He looks, not just like, but he kind of like is the same color and look as a Jabba the Hutt. So I named him Jabba the Pup. And that statement tells you why I don't have sex very often. That's a joke I do on stage. But yeah, I was like laying in bed just trying to think of a name. I was way bigger fan of Star Wars at the time. I was just like scrolling through my phone, looking at different characters, and I came up to Jabba the Hutt, and I was like, just started freaking out. Like I was almost falling asleep, and I was like awake for another 2 hours because I was so excited.
Yeah,
and that was Jabba.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was hat.
I know.
The logo I made. Yeah, he's gonna be 7 this year. They live up to 15.
Okay.
So he's like middle aged already.
Okay.
Fucking dude.
It's.
I can't ever have kids because this is so freaky already.
Yeah, you're already starting to think of what could.
Yeah, and he almost died a couple of years ago.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, and that was, I can't even tell you. I was constantly crying all the time.
Mm.
He just got this random disc disease in his back. And they told me when I brought him in, it could be cancer, could be this disc disease, or we're going to have to do euthanasia.
Oh.
Yeah, right. Like, they had to do x-rays to find out. They said no cancer. It's like, well, that's good. Then the disc disease. And they said you have to keep him in his kennel at all times for the next 8 weeks for him to heal. And I was at the vet like 10 times in a month. Brought him in for like laser therapies. He could barely use his back legs. It was so difficult to watch. I just watched a video of it the other day, and it was like, it
still
just brought me back to it.
Yeah.
I was like, But he also, during this time, he also got like a couple of ear infections and
so just nonstop.
Right. And then he got a tumor that showed up on his skin, on his belly. I called him. I was like, "What is this?"
Yeah.
And they had me send him a picture, and they said, "We think it's probably a benign tumor." And I just heard tumor. I just went blank.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Wait, benign? Okay, I know what that means. I think." But yeah, they just like had me put a cream on it and it went away, so that was good. But yeah, after about 6 weeks, I got a checkup. He was walking normal again, and they said I didn't have to kennel him anymore, and he should live a full life. But it's a degenerative disease, so it's gonna come back.
Okay. So you just don't.
It came like that.
Wow.
Out of nowhere.
So shitty.
So, but yeah, if he wouldn't have properly recovered, it would have been a really, really expensive surgery. And I decided I would have elected to just put him down.
Yeah.
Because he wouldn't have lived a normal life. And it would have been like a year of like recovery, everything. That's not just a year out of his life. It's a year out of my life,
Yeah.
So, and he would never be the same. So it just wasn't worth it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
a tough decision to think of. Especially like you're saying, like after you've like had him for 7 years, like that's a connection.
At the time it was 5, but yeah.
No.
But yeah, he got me out of a lot of really bad times. Before I got him, I was having a mental breakdown once a week. Never had one since I got him.
Damn.
Yep.
That's really
therapy
cool.
dogs are a real thing. I mean, he's not technically a therapy dog,
but
dogs are like legit good for you. It's really confusing me that Chad Gallo doesn't like dogs.
Yeah.
Well, you ever see him around a dog?
Yeah.
He like really freaks out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like we've talked actually about that on the podcast, and it's a thing. Like I obviously we have 2 dogs here,
right?
But I'm really glad that we ended up doing that episode at his house,
right?
Because like I don't think he would have made it here. He would have probably just left.
You would have had to keep him locked up in a room.
Yeah, well, I mean, we would have been in here.
Right.
Yeah, but
I'm saying keep him locked up in a room and then have him just come straight into here.
Yeah, for sure.
But, yeah, I was going to bring him down to do some mics in the cities once, and we're going to stay at Brad LaRoche's house. Brad has a dog, just a little guy.
Yeah.
And I think that's why Chad was like, no, I can't go.
Damn. That's that sucks.
No, it's all good. I mean, like.
But I mean, like, if I had something like that, I would definitely want to make sure, like, wherever I'm going.
Yeah, no, of course. Everybody has their thing, and it's not his fault.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just...
Nah.
And some dogs aren't good.
Nah.
You know? You never know.
Mm-hmm.
And that one dog, you little floofy thing up there, he's barking.
Yeah.
Yeah, he went to... That would have really put him over the edge, I think.
Nah, for sure. Well, yeah, because you like, they could be the best dog, but you never know. Like, as the person, like, that doesn't know the dog.
They sometimes change out of nowhere, too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Vandy, you look like you were going to say something.
No, I just took a drink.
Oh.
All right. Do you record your sets? If so, does it help with future performances?
Oh, yeah. I am a big advocate of recording your sets. And, especially if you bomb, you got to listen to it. No matter how hard it is, you got to listen to it, see why you bombed, see if you did anything wrong, see if there's anything you can improve. If I have a set that I do really well, I'll go home and listen to it on repeat for like 10 hours. Just touching myself like, oh yeah, I'm so funny. I'm so funny. At my last showcase here, there's a guy there that was going to record it for us, video record it. So I just didn't bother recording it myself. It's been like 2-3 weeks. I still don't have the video. It was like the longest that I ever did. I think I probably did close to a half hour.
Yeah, you did.
I really want to listen to it.
Yeah, you did good too.
Yeah.
Like
I think everyone did good. But
I want to listen to that whole set, like that whole show.
I'll post it on our private page once I get it. But,
okay.
You know, I'll have to hit up. Is Pete Hanegraaff's friend, so I'll have to hit him up to see if he's heard anything yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited to see it. I'm just so stoked how well the show went.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a ton of fun, and then we got to sing karaoke afterwards. That was fun.
Yeah, and we just had a blast.
Yeah, I think we go to Pete's after too, right? After
Probably,
that one.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure we did on that one too.
Yeah, that was a great night, man. They've done 4 shows now. I've produced 4 shows, and they've all done so well.
Yeah. Well, you're good at like doing the promotions, and your graphics are amazing.
Thank
you are so good at that.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. I really like the poster for the Reef show that's coming up. It's like better than the ones I've already made. Yeah.
I want to see that one.
Yeah, I could show you a photo when we're done here. I'm
Sweet.
just missing one photo.
Okay.
And then
and we
start promoting it.
Yeah, you're gonna want to give that to Vandy because he can put that on our stuff too.
Sure, absolutely.
Vandy, you listening?
Yep.
Okay. What are you doing over there? You keep looking down.
I'm getting blown up on my phone because it's going to snow tonight.
Oh, I gotcha. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But that's something we'll post on our stuff too.
That's awesome. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Because obviously we're gonna talk about that at the end of the episode. We want to make sure that we plug anything.
I'll talk more about that later, I think.
Okay.
Absolutely. Anything you want to share, send it to me because I'll be the one that'll.
Yeah, I'll try to post it, but then
Then you won't.
I won't. I'm so bad at that stuff. I want to be better.
Yeah, at least acknowledge it.
Yeah.
But he says he will, and then it doesn't happen.
Hey, I did the month that we had.
He's getting a lot better.
Yeah, the month that I had to post 16 posts, I got my 16 posts in. I don't think I went even one above that, but I got my 16 posts in.
I don't even think I would do that. I hate posting on social media. Social media. I can't wait for Facebook to die. Just have Reddit. That's it.
I love Reddit.
I don't have any friends on Reddit. I just look at my own shit.
I started a Reddit for us.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I haven't posted anything.
I was just gonna say, how much have you posted?
I've posted one thing, but I want it for other people. So like, if people are interested in the podcast, I want them to post.
Build a community.
Exactly. So if you guys want to add that, you guys can definitely do that. It's just at The Stupidest Podcast.
Do you know what your numbers are?
We do know our numbers. Are you like looking for anything in like specifically?
Just curious how many people listen.
We have about 5,000 roughly every month, but that's like spread across all platforms.
Sure.
So,
oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, we have quite a few people that listen. And that's why we're trying to like expand. We're trying to make it a little bit bigger. We're trying to get the merch. We're trying to get the
absolutely.
So even if a percentage of people end up getting the what's it called? I can't even think of it right now. Patreon. That's what
sure. Yeah. And like a lot of places will like make merchandise on demand.
Yeah, that's what we're looking into. You won't
have to have an inventory.
Yeah, that's what we're looking into. So
then you're not wasting money on shit that people aren't going to buy.
Yeah, exactly. So if you have any recommendations, let me know after the episode, because I looked into it a little bit today, and that's exactly what we want, because we don't have the time or energy really to do it ourselves.
I was going to start doing shirts myself, but it's too much with everything else I got going on.
Yeah.
Where I got this hat done does the print on, or not print obviously, but print on demand. And I think you can just set up a store. Throw your logo on it. And there's different types of hats that you can do. Like you can do one like yours, you can do this one like mine.
I think we're going to be talking about it after. If not after this, we'll talk about it eventually.
Yeah, whenever you're ready for it, I can send you. I'll have to look up where
Roddy's in charge of this.
Yeah, I'm looking at stuff, and there's a couple websites that I saw that I'm potentially interested in, but I want to find a good one that we can set up and then connect it to our website.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask you. Do you have like a Shopify or something? You can make a shop on your page.
We can make a shop on the page. I don't know if we want it to be on our website directly, like even if it's not on our site directly, at least we want to have it linked to get to their website. So that way, because I want them to do the shipping and all the stuff.
Right. Sure.
So,
yeah.
But I mean, I want to set up the shop so they like we get to pick what they can buy.
Yep.
But and then I also want you guys to let us know what you want to buy.
Yeah.
Right.
So
starting with shirts would probably be like your best bet.
Yeah, shirts, hats. We already have wristbands. Yep. We have stickers. I want a hoodie for sure. I want a disc golf disc. That'd be so sick.
Of course you do. But, yeah, that would be cool.
Nah, I don't think that's gonna be.
You talk about it enough.
I know.
Those aren't cheap, I'm guessing.
No, well, I mean they're not like super expensive, and I can always get one customized for me if I want to.
Sure.
I think that's probably the way I would have to do it.
The one and only.
Yeah, because I don't think there's going to be a lot of websites that specialize in that, you know?
Right, yep.
So, but, well, sweet. I think that's the first half of our questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, do you have any questions for us, whether it be either of us in individually, together, about the podcast, anything? This is your time to ask us questions.
So I was telling Roddy beforehand that I knew that I had to ask questions, and I was stayed up till 5 a.m. writing 10 questions for the show. And then the next day he sends me a text and says, yeah, I have like 2 questions ready. I was like, you motherfucker, I lost sleep on this. So yeah.
So we're definitely going to have you back on.
Yeah, like at least 4 more times.
Yeah. Well, one idea that I also want to do, I know Vandy and I have talked about this before, is we want to do an episode where other people come up with the questions.
Yeah.
So essentially, like, we're the guests.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Yep. So like, you would be the host for that episode, and we would just
that works.
Ride along.
I cut out down to 4, so you can just cut me off when we've gone too far.
Sweet.
This is like each of you can just answer this one individually.
Okay.
Of all the local comedians that you personally know, who are your 3 least favorite?
Our 3 least favorite.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's rough.
Oof, I don't know if I want to answer this one.
Anyone want to volunteer to go first?
Well, it's so tough because two of them are sitting right by me.
Yeah, I'm not answering this.
And then the third one is me. So
you'd be a fucking psychopath if you answered this question.
I know. I don't think I could ever answer that. Like, I don't even have a least favorite. Like,
nah, I don't really either. I mean, I do. Like, Pete Hanegraaff can eat my asshole.
Yeah.
He's an asshole. I hate him.
He can do that just for funsies.
Chad Gallo could eat a bag of dicks. Joe Mosier, I'm like, ooh, I can't walk. Just shut the fuck up, you crippled bastard.
Oh my gosh.
And there's Sam Bondus, like, what? What did you say? What? Dude, pay attention.
Oh my god, I love that you just came with all these roasts. That is awesome.
I'm just kidding. Of course, I love all those guys.
I know, that was good though. Oh man.
Okay, next question. If you were to host SNL, what do you think people would watch instead?
These are just roast questions.
I don't think he has any questions for us. I think he's got roasts for us. Man, you might have to do all 10 of these if they're all roasts.
If you want to.
Man, that was good. What are they going to watch? They're going to watch...
What do you think?
I think they're going to watch Grey's Anatomy.
Right.
That's what they're going to watch.
I think they'd watch Fox News. My boy Tucker Carlson's on.
We gotta watch this episode. We can't be watching this SNL.
Who is this guy?
Yeah.
What, are they going to make fun of my boy Trump?
Am I the
Mega 2024?
Am I the musical guest or am I the...
Oh, God. I wish they would just cut out the musical guest, honestly.
Yeah.
Whenever I don't watch it too often, but like...
You don't watch
when
that
I do
part.
watch it, I just play with my phone.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of times that, like, I don't listen to current music.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's somebody that
it's
you
always
usually
somebody I
don't
have
know.
no fucking idea
So,
who
some
they
of
are.
them I don't mind. Like, Timberlake's pretty funny sometimes.
Well, he was a host, though, not a musical guest. Well, I mean, he probably was a musical guest, but...
Did you see the episode with Elon Musk?
No, I didn't.
I watched that. I'm not saying it's because of Elon Musk. I think he's an absolute tool.
Yeah.
But it was the worst episode of all time.
Really?
It was the cringiest sketches ever.
He played Wario in one of them, yes.
And it was bad.
Yep.
It was really bad. And he, in his monologue, he announced that he has Asperger's. I was like, everything makes so much sense.
Yeah.
now.
Interesting. I mean...
I can't be as mean to him now, but like...
Yeah.
It makes so much sense why you're such a fucking weirdo.
Still banging hot chicks.
Yeah. Well, if you're the richest man in the world, you can look weird like him. And...
Yeah. I mean, if I was the richest man in the world, I think I would actually be able to get some.
Just buy it.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh God, did you ever see like anything of his on Twitter?
I don't really do Twitter, but like I've seen stuff on Reddit about him on Twitter, but not really.
Somebody will like argue against something he says, and like a well thought out argument. It's not even being mean.
Yeah.
And he's like, "You have a doo-doo head." It's like, dude, you're the richest man in the world. Why are you so childish?
Yeah.
Yeah, he never comes back with anything helpful or anything funny. Now he just started sharing memes. It's like, well, now it's actually funny because it's somebody else's joke.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Damn.
Anyways, this is a really important question.
Okay.
In 2006, NASA made a huge mistake by establishing the planet of Pluto as not a planet, but as a dwarf planet. If you were elected as president, what would be your first steps in fixing this incredibly stupid error?
The first step would be to have a public announcement, and we would actually invite Pluto to Earth. Like, we're gonna bring Pluto here, and we're gonna make sure that Pluto feels accepted, and make sure that Pluto is now understanding that it is a planet. And we're going to move it back to where it was and put it on its trajectory around the sun. And
it doesn't sound like it'd be very hard to do.
Oh, really?
No. But this is the thing. You're kind of in line with my feelings on it. Let's say you go on stage and you tell jokes. Yep. What are you?
Comedian.
A comedian. Vandy goes on stage, tells some jokes. What is he?
Pluto.
No.
Oh, I was wrong. I was hoping.
He's a comedian, right?
Yeah, he's a comedian.
If Brandon St. Germain goes on stage and tells jokes, do we call him a dwarf comedian?
Oh my God.
No, he's a comedian.
He's a comedian, yeah.
Brandon St. Germain's like 3 feet tall, by the way.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I think you should just call it a planet. Like it, and I didn't know that it was like classified as a dwarf planet. I didn't know that. Yeah. I thought they just declassified it. Like I thought they just like it.
Oh, like, I guess like declassified it to dwarf planet.
Okay,
instead, which is stupid.
I thought they just like took away the planetary and then just didn't give it anything. So I didn't even know what to call it. Like I just haven't really thought about Pluto for a while.
I think that NASA should be canceled for calling it a dwarf planet.
That's true.
You should call it a little planet.
Yeah,
an LP.
Yep. Jeez.
Do you want to chip in on this? You have an opinion, Vandy?
I'm good with what Roddy said. I mean, that works for me. I'll piggyback on that.
You're going to piggyback on me having Pluto piggyback the Earth?
Yep.
Okay. Is your guys' families religious?
Mine, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So, a lot of religious people do not believe in premarital sex. And that specifically is vaginal intercourse. Do you ever get high and think about how much anal your family has done before they got married?
Personally,
and I don't want to.
I mean, odds are.
Personally, I think about it every day. I'm just kidding.
That's how you get started.
That's how I get started. No, I have not thought about that. And I mean, technically, so my mom is like really religious now, but she actually had me out of wedlock.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was an oopsie baby, and I think my brother was also. So, but she has gotten religious and stuff. But it was funny. She came to the show that we did at Kettle River.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, your parents aren't together anymore.
Yeah,
right?
No. It was my mom and dad did show up to that show, but my stepdad was there, and then my uncle Chris. And so, but yeah, my mom has had 2 babies, and they were both out of wedlock.
Oh.
But so, like, leading up to that show, I told her, I'm like, hey, just want to let you know, like, a lot of the jokes I'm going to say tonight, you're probably not going to really enjoy.
Sure, yeah.
And like, so I let her know up front. I'm like, you're probably not going to like these and want to hear it come out of my mouth. And then she's like, well, you also have to remember, like, I am religious now, but like, I've had all of these experiences.
She used to be a big time slut.
Yeah. Yep. No, I'm not saying that.
2
Mom,
kids out of wedlock.
Mom,
okay.
You are not a slut, Mom. Mom, you're not. If you're listening, I don't know if you listen or not. I don't think you do, but you're not a slut. I love you.
My mom's probably going to listen to this since I'm on it, but
yeah.
I was trying to think of a new bit, and part of it was like, yeah, my mom had 3 kids by 24 because she's a huge slut. I was going to go into a story, but I haven't started working on it yet.
Yeah,
she would find it funny because she knows I'm joking.
Yeah.
I purposely did not tell anything about my grandma when she was at my last show because I knew it was too fresh.
Yeah.
Even though the story wasn't true about her.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, I've done jokes like that too, where it's still fresh, but you're like, I want to test it out.
Helps you get through it too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's what I like about stand-up. All right, the rest of these are kind of dumb. They're not really roast jokes or anything, so we can move on.
You sure?
Oh, how many of the local comics do you think have hooked up?
Oh.
A lot.
I feel like there's been quite a few.
Probably ones that we just don't know about.
Yeah.
I only know of 2.
Well, I know of a couple. Not a lot. I think it's only 2.
There's some that I think probably, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, if you guys are feeling courageous, you guys could add to that number tonight.
I mean, I didn't come all the way down here for nothing.
I know.
For a podcast. No, I want that rodcast. You know what I'm saying?
I did. I think I sent him a winky face at the end of my message. I thought he knew what that meant.
Watch the woods.
Oh, man.
Okay. That's all the questions you have then?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, well, we'll use the other ones like we said in another episode when we have you on. So keep them.
Sure thing.
Don't lose them.
Sure thing.
But okay, do you have any other hobbies outside of comedy that you feel might help with comedy?
I mean, I don't really have any other hobbies anymore. I had to cancel my gym membership. I did like lifting a lot, but I can't afford it anymore. I tried to do gym material before, bombed really hard. So I typically think that you should try a joke at least 3 times before you decide to get rid of it. But that stuff, it was like as soon as it came out of my mouth, I was like, yeah, this is kind of dog shit, isn't it?
Maybe you should try James material.
James?
Instead of Jim.
Oh, God. I was like, who the fuck is James?
I'm sorry. I don't know why I had to say it. I had to, though.
I love that it didn't work.
Of course it didn't. Nah, I was trying to do like what's it called? Observational about the gym. And it's kind of crazy. I was just thinking about this. You still hear like big name comics do naked old men in the gym and locker room jokes.
Yep.
Ricky Gervais just did a whole set. I was like, you? But he ended with one that was an absolute banger.
Okay.
He said an old dude came out of the shower completely drenched in water, not wearing a towel, and just went straight up to the mirror and started doing his hair.
Nice.
Like, they just don't care.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
But
I always say, I don't need that big dick energy. I need that old man not give a shit in the freaking locker room energy.
You ever watch Jackass?
Oh, yeah.
I just watched 4.0 again. Or 4.5.
Yeah, I watched 4.5. I haven't seen 4.0, but or like 4.
4. Okay.
Yeah.
I watched 4.5 again the other day, and there's a scene where a bunch of old dudes butt naked come out. There's a couple of them when they're like, yeah, good job, buddy.
Yeah.
Then there's one that was like straight up micro penis. It's like, dude, you agreed?
Yeah.
To go full frontal on a movie? Like, you know how many people are gonna watch this?
Yeah.
But I guess at a certain point, you just don't give a shit anymore.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Tom Segura talks about
this. Yeah. Little grain of rice.
Little grain of rice? Like,
yeah.
Just going to keep
You don't care? You don't care at all?
Some of them have some hammers. Like, whoa, good for you, buh.
Yeah.
Pal. Whatever.
Yeah.
God damn, yeah. But no, like, seriously, if you ever do go to the locker room, it's true. They do not care.
Yeah.
And they'll, like, just sit and talk. Go up to the TV, like, oh, what's the game? What's the score on the game? God damn.
I work out at the YMCA, and there's plenty of old guys in there.
Yeah, that's where I was going to.
They don't give 2 shits at all. They'll sit there butt ass naked, like hands on their freaking hips, and
yeah, kind of like pushing their hips forward
like,
at
hey,
you.
buddy.
Like, hey.
Yeah. That's actually why I go to the YMCA. I don't even work out.
Just go hang out in the locker room.
I just go hang out. Yeah. It's good conversations.
There's like chairs in there next to the TV, so you can just hang out.
Dude, we should do an episode in the YMCA, like gym, like in the locker room to see how many we'll count how many.
Shut down.
I went one time like before work, like 6 a.m. or whatever, 5 a.m. And there's this old guy, and he gets out of the shower, no towel, doesn't give 2 shits. And he's shaving, he's brushing his teeth, he's combing his hair, just not a care in the world. I'm like, God damn. I wish I had your comfort.
And they have like 2 doors going in. So like you can't just like open one door and then see everybody naked.
Yeah.
There's like that second door for security. They don't give a shit about that second door.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, they'll stand right in front of it and they'll like hold the door open for you, and then you're open up the outside door. They do not care.
What if like there's a little like kid walking?
Well, kids can't go in there, but yeah, if they're walking outside.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they're outside that second door, and then they're just, oh hey, what's going on?
It doesn't matter to them because guess what? That kid's gonna have to ask mommy.
Yeah, that's true.
And then they'll like bend over to pick something up, and it takes them a while to bend over.
So
legs are all wide and stuff. It's like, yeah, I don't need to see all that.
Yeah. Yikes.
I don't need to see that, but you should get that checked out.
Yeah, yep.
Those are definitely hemorrhoids.
Yeah, I took a picture for you here. God damn. No, it's funny. Even Nick Swartzen talked a little bit about that in his.
That is who the other one that I just heard talk about it again. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, he did.
Roddy, you know how my mom is.
Yep.
We're in the sauna or whatever, and there's an old guy, and he's trying to work out while we're in that sauna.
Oh yeah, the sauna too is another one.
And just sweat flying everywhere. Dude, my mom flipped the fuck out.
Yeah.
Not in here, buddy. Not in here.
Yeah, not when there's other people. Like, sure, if you're by yourself, maybe.
Working out in the sauna?
Yeah. Like, that's...
God. When I was I was probably 12. I tried doing jumping jacks in the sauna. I almost fucking fainted. You're not supposed to do that. It's too hot.
Yeah. I've done push-ups and sit-ups because, like, we were on vacation and we were just enjoying ourselves, and my buddies were doing it, so I'm like, oh, I'll try it, and I couldn't. Yeah, it was... Yeah. I couldn't do it. It was too much for me.
No, it was awful.
But, damn.
So, naked guys. Let's talk more about naked guys. This is great. I was waiting for this episode to get good.
All right. What is your favorite part of doing comedy, and what is your biggest fear of about comedy?
Sorry, can you say that again?
What is your favorite part of doing comedy, and what is your biggest fear of doing comedy?
Ooh, I'm sorry. Can you say that one more? Just kidding.
I looked at my phone for a second and kind of lost my attention.
Oh.
Man, I love making people laugh. It's just making people feel good through laughter. It's like the best. My absolute favorite thing to do. And like, if it's a good show, they're going to go home happy. They're going to be... You made their night,
Yeah.
and this might be something they remember for a long time. Like, that's just a great feeling to have. And even if it's like... if we have like 15 comics and I eat shit, but everyone else crushes, I'm still going home knowing happy that everybody else had a good night. Right. My biggest fear... if I don't move much past where I'm at right now, like ever, that would be really tough.
Yeah.
Like I'm not expecting to like ever do this full time or anything, or ever have a special or an album or anything like that. But I want to keep on getting better, and I want to get a lot better.
Yeah.
So I guess biggest fear is just straight up failing and not being good at it. Hopefully one day I will be. Gotta just keep on working at it, I guess.
Yeah.
But, not everybody's meant to do certain things, and maybe I'm not meant to do this. And that would be tough.
Because that's something that you
It's one
really
of my favorite
do.
things I've ever done in my life. If I was able to do this full time, this is the only thing that I would leave graphic design for.
Yeah.
But, that remains to be seen, I guess.
Yeah, this doing comedy would be amazing. To do podcasting and to do comedy both full time would be amazing. Yeah,
you're just bullshitting, and then you're going on stage telling jokes, and then you just travel around. Yeah, that'd be the absolute best.
Yeah.
I would love to get to the point where I had like a tour bus and just take a couple buddies and then you don't have to worry about the plane and shit like that, and just riding on the bus all night would be awesome.
Yeah.
Pour whiskey.
Bert's living the dream right now.
Oh god, dude. Then he's flying all over the world and shit. Private jets.
Yeah.
God damn. That would be the life. And just to know that he came from like making like $300 a week with a wife and 2 young kids to where he is now, it's insane.
Yeah. Yeah, he's really done something special.
Stevo really hasn't made too. He has that Sprinter van that he does the podcast in.
Yep.
So he can just podcast, to travel around, do shows. Saw him last summer, and he was fucking phenomenal. I can't believe that he's still able to do some shit that he does.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Stevo's really smart and business-minded. It's a good thing he got sober.
Yeah.
I mean, for many reasons. He would definitely be dead,
he wasn't. Back in the day, he wasn't. Because he didn't make shit off a jackass.
Yeah.
That was one thing that he said once when you could like look up people's net worth. It's like Johnny Knoxville, 50 million. Bam Margera, 80 million. Steve-O, 2 million. He's like, how the fuck did they know?
Dang.
It wasn't even that. It wasn't even that.
No, it wasn't much. I'm sure I don't think those net worths are really accurate.
Yeah. Well, that's crazy that he didn't get paid the same.
Well,
no, Johnny Knoxville made the most money off of Jackass out of all of them.
Yeah, he was the leader. Then Bam did a couple other shows. I guess, I mean, not anymore because Bam's probably about to die because he's unfortunately relapsed yet again. But I guess for years after like Viva La Bam, Unholy Union and stuff, he would get paid $10,000 just to go sit at a place for 3 hours and he would like paint.
Oh.
And then people would just come up to him and be like, "Hey, Bam, how's it going?" He'd be like, "Oh, I'm good." Just greet people and talk to them and whatever. Just 3 hours, 10 grand. Here you go. See you later.
Wow.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Just doing appearances because of who he is.
The dude hacked up a Lamborghini on the show.
MTV paid for that. I don't think that he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been the best show. Just MTV is like, here, all this money, do whatever you want. Oh, I'm gonna buy a Lamborghini and throw it off of a cliff.
Yeah.
God damn. Yeah, it's he looks so bad, and his wife's taking his kid away from him right now.
That's tough.
Because he got sober and he started opening for Steve-O for a few weeks.
Yeah.
Then on the last day that he was scheduled, he was with his little son, and he relapsed and just got absolutely blitzed with his son.
Damn.
So I think his wife's separating
Really?
him, taking the kid away. Yeah. And Steve-O came out publicly and said that he can't help him anymore because he's not accepting the help, and he's just waiting until he has to bury his friend.
Damn. That's rough.
Yeah, I've heard some stories about him recently, and it's like really shocking that he is still alive right now because of some of the shit that he's put himself through.
Yeah. Been
in a lot of rehabs.
Fuck.
And, losing his kid is going to be the last straw, I think.
Yeah. Damn. Well, that actually kind of ties into this next question. What is your biggest regret in your comedy career so far? If you have one. Like, obviously, you don't have to have a regret of any kind.
I don't know if I have,
thought it'd be interesting to see if...
I don't know if I have any huge regrets. I mean, like, there's times where, like, I shouldn't have did that joke.
Yeah,
there's
for
shit
sure.
like that, but that's not, like, keeping me up at night and stuff. I'm kind of trying to move to the cities right now to where I could do more stand-up.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I would have gone earlier.
Okay.
But who knows? Maybe I'll go down there and I'll fucking hate it. You know, you never know. Yeah, I guess I don't really have much of a regret in stand-up.
Yeah.
Nah.
Okay.
I enjoy it, and I wish I would have made shows earlier.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that I was just like so capable of producing a show and giving myself some stage time, because I don't get booked otherwise, barely ever.
Yeah.
So I'll just have to go out and, you know, make magic happen yourself.
Yeah. That's actually a lot of people like say that their biggest regret is not doing it earlier, and that's
It's fucking like Aiden Tebow, little asshole, starting at 17 years old.
Yeah.
And there was Cricker, he started at 16, but he's not around anymore.
Yeah.
He's into hockey more, which is fucking weird.
Yeah, like he was around when I like first came into the
he popped in for a little bit, but then he went back to hockey, I think.
Yeah.
I think he's probably started trade school at this point.
Oh,
He wanted to go be electrician.
I gotcha.
Which is also fucking genius.
Yeah.
Couple year trade school. Jesus Christ. We're going to make way more money than anyone else. Kid's got a good head on him.
Oh, yeah.
It's too bad he's not doing stand-up still. He was one that, like, really... He took risks.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure he'll make his way back eventually.
Or wherever he is, he can do it.
Yeah, exactly. Is he not in this area?
I think he's, like, in Ashland or something.
Oh,
because
okay.
a lot of the hockey camps and stuff are more out there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, but I think he has more aspirations to get into, like, amateur hockey. I doubt that he's going to make it to, like, pro hockey, but you never know.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah, starting as a teenager would be awesome.
Yeah.
Because I remember in high school, we had a talent show, and a kid did stand up. It wasn't terrible, but I remember thinking, I would never do that shit. Are you kidding me? Because there was like a couple jokes that absolutely bombed.
Yeah.
Like, I can't even imagine what he's feeling right now. I'd be so embarrassed.
Yeah.
And my third time doing stand-up, 5 minutes, not a single noise in the room. And I can't believe that I ever did it again after that, because that was painful.
Yeah, for sure. Those bombs, they get you.
Oh, man.
All right, before we go any farther, that kind of goes into this next question. Have you ever bombed? And if so, what have you learned from the experience?
It's another one of those questions where, of course, I've bombed.
Yeah,
No,
everybody.
it was my third time,
Yeah.
of course, but yeah, no. Then that was the second worst time. It was just this last fall at T-Bone's. It was another one of those nights where it was completely silent, and I was supposed to do like 5-10 minutes, whatever. After like a minute and a half, I was like, you know what? Nope. I just got off stage.
Yeah.
I was really depressed at the time. Also, I was just having a really bad day.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was awful. And the T-Bone stage is just not meant for stand-up.
It's tough when there's a railing in front of you.
Yeah, when we decided to stop doing that one, I was excited.
Yeah.
I felt bad for Bondus, but
Yeah. Well, I'm sure he'll work on something else and get something else going.
maybe, yeah. We'll see.
Yeah.
He took a chance.
Yeah.
Other people weren't.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. So
Yeah.
Saw him on a poster on a
St. Cloud.
doing a show down here.
Yep.
Just a couple days ago down in St. Cloud.
Yeah, a lot of people are getting some stuff down in that
Yeah.
area.
Yeah, we're kind of merging a little bit with the Twin Cities crew.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm not so much, but
Yeah.
you know, Cindy moving down there, and she's very networkable,
Yeah.
and yeah, she's bringing people up here for the Gopher Hole shows, and people
Yeah.
are like meeting each other. So
Yeah.
a lot of people are going down there for mics more than they
Yeah,
used to.
for sure.
Also, yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, we've had quite a few people go down in that area, and then obviously, like, they still come up here for shows and for some open mics. Like, sometimes we'll see them on Thursdays, but
Right, yeah, if they come into like a day early.
mm-hmm.
Then like it was last Friday afterwards, they all came over to Pete's house, and we all, you know, smoked some weed and drank some beers, and yeah, we were like getting to know each other. So
Yeah.
we're building a connection rather than having a rivalry.
Yeah.
So that's good, I think. So I know some people are not happy about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I think the city's people are coming up here and taking away stage time.
Mm.
But when we have like 15 regular comics, it's going to end up being like the same show on repeat.
Yeah.
So it's good to have some variety,
Yeah.
I think. Nah, my shows that I'm going to be doing in the future here, I'm going to probably start dipping down to the cities to get some people.
Yeah.
So I think it's good. We're building our scene. We weren't doing that before, so.
Yeah, I feel like it's good for both scenes to collaborate.
Mm-hmm, for sure.
Yeah, if we're gonna build a comedy state here, I mean,
Yeah.
it's got to grow.
Yeah, and if we did
I mean,
if we get the cities,
otherwise-
St. Cloud
yeah.
and Duluth.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Rochester, there's a couple of guys from Rochester came up this
Okay.
weekend. I don't know what kind of a scene it is down there, but they said they barely even come to Minneapolis. They'll go down to Iowa.
Dang. Interesting.
More likely to get stage time down there.
Yeah.
So that's still just another
the bigger
place
the
that we
scene,
can
the
spend.
better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm all for it.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. What were you gonna say, Vandy?
No, I'm just saying, the bigger the scene, the better. I mean, otherwise, if it doesn't grow, I mean, then comedy's just going to stay in Texas and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nashville and L.A. I
New
mean,
York.
Yeah, we want
Minnesota. Thank God, Minnesota actually has a pretty good scene here and known for a good comedy scene.
Yeah. Would you consider yourself a funny person off stage?
It can be. I mean, like, I sometimes try a little too hard to be funny.
Okay.
And yeah, sometimes I am by accident, but, you know, if I ever am trying to be funny and then I, like, have, like, a couple bombs, I just stop talking. But, yeah, like, I'm typically more comfortable with people that I know. So if I'm in, like, a group with people that I don't know very well, I'm more likely going to be just silent. If I'm in a large group, even if it's a bunch of people I do know, I'm more likely to be silent. I'm just very introverted, but
Yeah.
the more comfortable I am with people, the more likely I'll be, you know, out and trying to make them laugh when I see the opportunity to. But
Mhm.
yeah, I can be funny, and sometimes I'm not so funny. Yeah, and you know, maybe they're pity laughs. Who knows? It's like, oh, we feel bad for them. Yeah, I'm sure that happens more often than I think. Who knows?
Dude, I have that feeling all the time sometimes. Like
All the time, sometimes.
All the time sometimes, yep. No, I like obviously like there's definitely times where I'm trying to be funny, but there's also times where I'm like trying to do a not funny joke, but like make it seem like it's funny, like the one that I did earlier in this episode. Like I do those jokes all the time. I think they're funny, but I think it's funny like the way that
they like react to it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
No, there's sometimes that people would think that I'm like related to you.
Oh yeah.
Because I love doing the dumb jokes, the dumb like dad jokes. They're just really dumb bad ones.
Yep.
And off stage, I don't really care if I steal a joke as much. You know, I want to be original, but like sometimes you just you got one in your pocket.
Yeah, if I'm talking to somebody like in a conversation, I'll be like, "Oh yeah, my friend's got a really cool joke about that," and like I'll either say that, or sometimes I don't even say that, and then I'll say the joke, and then yeah, that's not my joke, that's my friend's.
Yep,
but
right, yeah, there's times that I've said something, made the whole room howl laughing, then I'll like write it down and like turn into a bit, do it on stage. Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
I still think it's funny. I got to that point where I've bombed so many times that like I enjoy when it does happen because it just makes me laugh.
Yeah.
I was laughing when I was writing this, and now you're not laughing. This is amazing.
Yeah. This just didn't connect the way I thought it was going to.
It's all good though. It's part of it.
Yeah.
What is your most memorable night of comedy?
Ooh, I'd probably say the first roast battle I did. I've done 2 now, but first show I've ever produced, I put it on with Sydney Stevens. I did not know what to expect. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, and then I got there like 2 hours early to make sure everything's all set up, and I was like, oh my god, are people gonna show up? Are people gonna show up? People gonna show up? And then there's like 70 people in that room. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, it was a very good show.
After the second one, there was not quite as many people, but probably like 50, 60. And after that one, I just completely like fell apart. Like I just like fell into my chair and just like collapsed because I was so relieved it was over. It was so stressful. Mm-hmm. And I wrote more than this, but I did 86 jokes to start the show. Just all one-line roasts. And most of them did really well. Mm-hmm. Yeah, then I did the Halloween show with Emily Rock, and then I just did the Sam Schwartz as Friends show, and they all just went so well. I'm just shocked that I'm like 4-0.
Yeah. I'm not shocked. Wood, but yeah, I'm not shocked because like that after that first, I didn't know that was your first produced show. Mm-hmm. That was such a good turnout and such a good show.
I'm so happy with it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And you had like, I think the best comedian ever ended up winning that first one.
Dumbass.
That's the one I won.
We were all shocked that you won.
I know, I was too.
And like Bondis coming in to win the second one. It was like, what is going on?
Yeah.
No, I want to do another one, but I know how stressful it is to write for one of those, so I think I'm going to wait till September to try to do the 1-year one, and then I think I am going to take Danielle Travel's advice and just do 1 a year.
Yeah.
But if I'm not up here anymore, I don't know if I will.
Yeah.
I might just retire it.
I feel like you should keep it going.
It has to stay on Saturdays.
Or maybe
karaoke like afterwards.
Yeah, or maybe like pass it along to somebody like
if somebody wants to take it, but I don't think anybody will.
No.
There's a lot of work.
No.
But I could really, all I need to do is get somebody to ask the Caddyshack if we can do it and book a date, and then I can do everything else. I don't need to like be here to do that.
Yeah. Then
I just need to make sure I can be up here for it. Mm-hmm. But people are not as interested to be in it anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah. First one, no problem getting people. Second one had a little bit more problems. And then this third one I was gonna try to do. I asked people if they wanted to do it. Didn't get enough people.
Mm-hmm. Dang.
I'm like 2-3 people short.
Yeah, well, maybe we'll have to, like you said, wait till September and then maybe see if there's more interest after there's been a little bit more of a gap.
Yep. Yeah, but it is fun producing shows, and I'm really excited for the ones coming up. It's just a lot of work. Not having an income right now is not making it easy, and I'm losing money off all of them.
Yeah.
The flyers, the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for it's nice that I'm making like template flyers, so it's like a lot less time for the next ones, right? Yeah, it's fun. If it is something that I was able to do full time, I would.
Yeah.
And I just do more shows and, you know, do more stand up, do more traveling. Yeah. But yeah, the roast battle. Both, I mean, all the shows were like highlights of my life. But I'll say the first one because it was the first one.
Yeah.
Nice.
And it was super successful.
Where is the coolest place that you've ever performed?
I will say, since I do like Dublin's, Caddyshack, and the Superior Tavern on a regular basis, I will say Comedy Court Underground, actually, in Minneapolis. Thing that sucked about it, I mean, I liked the way that the room's laid out and everything. I went down to stay with Brad LaRoche, who also does comedy. And we got there, got our table. Room was absolutely full packed. It was 2.5 hours until we got on stage, and a lot of people left by then because it's such a long show, you know. But with the 10 people that were still there, great crowd.
Nice.
And there was like a guy sitting right next to the stage that had like a Gavin laugh.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, just loud, like horse laugh. Everybody fucking loved it, except for one guy. The one guy that bombed that night blamed him. He's like, "You're ruining the fucking show." He's like, "No, dude, you're just not funny. Everybody else loves that guy." He absolutely ate shit, and he was blaming it on him.
I can't believe that. That's too bad. Poor guy.
Just accept that.
Yeah.
Everybody bombs. Just accept when you do. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, you don't need to blame that guy that has the funniest laugh. Like, that's the guy that you need to impress.
Yeah, right? And if after the show, if he didn't do that, after the show, nobody's making fun of him for sucking.
Yeah.
But now, because he was doing that shit, now we are making fun of him.
Yeah.
You know, several months later, I'm still talking about it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you wouldn't have said anything if he wouldn't have.
Nope,
yeah.
not a single word.
Damn.
During his set, I was like, "Ooh, this isn't going well."
Yeah.
But I wouldn't have said anything afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Because some people are so full of themselves.
Yeah. That's too bad. Damn.
I was so happy that he was sitting right next to the stage. Everybody was making comments about it, and, you know, that's just enhancing the show.
Yeah.
The thing that sucked down there, though, like, they made the list, then other comics would come in and they'd move themselves earlier.
Oh.
People would come in late, and they'd be like, Are you Brad? You're like, yeah. All right. Well, I'm taking a seniority. I'm going to put myself before you. It's like, don't they have a final list?
Yeah.
No, they just let anyone go in and fill it out, and people would move shit around, and yeah.
Interesting.
It's dumb.
Yeah, because like I like the way that we have it like at Dublin's, because you just sign up, and then who's ever hosting that night just randomizes it and figures it out. And...
Yeah,
that's how it used to be at the Comedy Store, though. But I mean, if you listen to some of the old stories, the seniors would come and bump you all the time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then they'd like do like 2 hours.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But then you're like, some people would say that if a certain comic showed up, they would just leave.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Eddie Griffin used to be one of the worst ones, is what I heard from stories.
Menstelia.
He'd come in and do what's that?
Menstelia.
Yeah.
Carlos Mencia would come in, bump people, and he would go as long as he possibly could.
Wow.
Everybody just left. They're like, fuck this. This is when he was like still like super famous before he was exposed.
Mm-hmm.
That guy's still doing comedy.
Is he?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yep. He's just here.
Said
he was just at I don't know if he was at Acme or the House of Comedy.
Why are people booking him still is the weird part.
Yeah.
I think he tried to sue Rogan. He's like, "You ruined my career and I have to go to therapy." It's like, no, you did it yourself, buddy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just don't steal. That easy.
That's like the main rule in comedy.
Yeah.
It's like, do your own shit.
Mm-hmm.
Just bite the bullet and apologize right from the get-go, and you probably would have still had a career.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Where would you do a special if given the opportunity?
I used to think about this a lot. So, like I said, I always walk to Dublin's when we do our shows. I was thinking if I got to the point that I was famous enough to do a special, I would do like a short intro vignette where I would go back to my building and I would get permission for them to let me like go into like one of the empty apartments And I'd kind of do a thing where I walk out of the apartment, I walk down the hallway, then I kind of cuts to me like walking to Dublin's and doing it there. Because I like those smaller like hallway type intimate things. Mm-hmm. So I think that would be an idea. Doing it at the North Shore or like an old theater would be super cool because I just love those theaters. And just doing it in Duluth because that's where I got my start, or Minneapolis, or there's a lot of places I've never been. So, but doing like not the Superior Tavern, but like a setup like that.
Okay, yeah,
not quite the same, but
where it's intimate
and like intimate long hallway, and I could do like however many shows, and, like so I make sure that I have like the best reaction to everything.
Yeah.
Acme would be cool. It's still one of my dreams to
perform.
Even just do an open mic there, which
it's a fun stage for sure.
It's like all my heroes have been on that stage,
mm-hmm.
so that'd be cool. But yeah, I think the first choice might be Dublin's, even though I don't really want it to be Dublin's because of certain reasons.
Yeah,
but that's why I got started.
Acme was one of Tom's favorite places.
Yeah, that's where he did his first album.
Yeah.
Mitch did one there.
Yeah.
Chad Daniels. A lot of people have. That's where Swordson talked about how you got to start there.
Have you seen I Need You to Kill?
Yes. Yep.
So good.
I haven't watched that in a while, but that is a good doc.
It is very good.
I made Roddy watch it not too long ago.
Yeah, it was very good.
Yeah, this is the first time I ever discovered Pete Lee. But of course, I already loved Tom Segura. If you didn't know that, just ride his dick a little more. Then I love Chad Daniels.
I thought it was
Chad's awesome.
I thought it was
Chad's amazing.
Isn't it Dad Chaniels?
That was one of his specials. Yeah. But yeah, he has a free special that's at Acme on YouTube.
Yeah.
Do you know who he's dating now?
No.
Kelsey Cook.
Kelsey Cook
or whatever.
No shit, really. She's quite a bit younger.
Yeah, Chad Daniels and her are dating. I don't know if they still are.
Look at that dog go. She's hot.
Mm-hmm. She's a smoke show.
Yeah, I think she's on one of the talk shows tonight anyways. But she's a little younger than me, and he's probably old enough to be my dad.
Oh.
Not quite, but...
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, that's an age gap. Wow. I mean, good for them.
I mean, he's probably in his, I don't even think he's 50 yet.
His youngest just turned 20, I think, so he must be getting close to 50 at least.
Well, yeah, but you said that that it could be his dad. Like, my mom is 50.
Is your mom not?
I don't know how to answer that. My mom is a pretty lady, but I am not attracted to her in that way.
You wouldn't hit it?
I would not.
Oh, okay.
Chad's got a full sleeve now too. I mean, he's kind of become a badass.
Yeah. Ooh, I kind of feel like that's partially what was that called? Midlife crisis.
Oh, okay.
And partially he's not with his ex-wife anymore.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe he just never wanted it before.
Yeah. Who knows?
I like that he did raise the kids though. He stepped away from comedy for a little bit and raised the kids.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Brought him back to Fergus Falls.
Mm-hmm. He's still there, right? That's what I thought.
Yeah, he lives like out in the woods and stuff. It's where he's from.
Yeah.
I think that's just where he wants to be.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that completely.
Yeah. Well, I know there was somebody posted that on the group chat about him in Fergus Falls.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I haven't read the full thing, but I know somebody posted it.
I think it was old though, because he's been back for a long time.
Okay.
Yeah. He said he moved his family to LA for comedy and stuff. Then one day, his son came back from the beach. He's like, "What's up, bruh?" He's like, "Nope." Moved him back to Fergus.
Nice. Nope.
I still laugh at that one. My son comes in for dinner and says, "What is this shit?" He goes, "That is your next meal. You can eat it now, or you can eat it tomorrow, or you can eat it the next day. But that will be your next meal."
It's so good. One of the best lines he has when he's talking about when his son was going through puberty. His wife was like, "What are we going to do?" He's like, "First of all, we're going to knock." Then at another point, he's like, I've been in my son's room before and I don't want to go in there anymore. Like, have you ever stubbed your toe on a sock? God, he's so good. He's so underrated. He deserves so much more than what he has.
He's very underrated. I can't remember the bit, but it was like his daughter was talking about how she accidentally masturbated or something. He was like, how about wrong fucking parent?
Oh, I'd say the same shit. Like, I'm not talking to you about that stuff.
Yeah. You don't talk to Jabba about that stuff?
No. He'll sometimes... Him and my brother's dog are, like, gay together.
Okay.
Which I accept that.
Yeah.
But there was once, Jabba was, like, standing on the armrest of a couch. And my brother's dog was much bigger. Came up and started, like, licking his wiener. And Jabba started, like, slowly, like, humping. I was like, you need to cut that out right now. No!
Oh, jeez. That's funny.
But yeah, he'll just sometimes sit there and all of a sudden randomly have a boner. I'm like, dude, put it away. I kind of do that sometimes. Yeah. But I'm like, you don't do what I do.
Yeah.
Roddy, you need to look up Chad Daniels' locker boxing bit.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. That's a really good one.
I might have to look at that one.
I think you can actually watch Dad Chaniels for free on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
I bought it when it came out, and about 2 weeks later, he's like, it's free now. It's like, you motherfucker. No. Same thing happened with Andrew Schultz's newest special. I bought it for like $15. Yeah. He's like, it's only going to be available for 2 weeks. I was like, oh, I gotta make sure I get it.
Damn.
Then it was like a month later, he's like, free on YouTube now. I mean, like, I'm supporting them.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Is that his newest one?
Yeah, I forget what it's called. Schultz is it's one word, undisputed or something.
Oh,
or undefeated.
He's something like that.
Yeah, he's so good. You watch his he was like a 4-part Netflix special. It's like 15 minutes each, and it's like 4 different topics, and he just goes.
Yeah, I have not seen it, but I've
constant punchlines. He's so fucking smart and fast and good.
Damn, I might have to watch it. I have seen it, but I have not seen it.
You gotta make sure that you like sit and like really watch.
Okay.
Because you will miss something. Okay. A lot of shit if you're not paying attention.
Damn. That's pretty cool though.
Yeah. He just kind of came out of nowhere one day.
Yeah.
Kind of revolutionized comedy too. No, everybody's just posting their shit on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, he wasn't the first person to do that, but
I mean, it makes sense. Like, you're gonna make all the money that way.
Mm-hmm. I met him once at Acme, actually.
Oh, nice.
Olds?
Yeah, I gotta just stop meeting people. I hate meeting like famous people because he wasn't like an asshole, but you could tell that he was just like, I have to do this, so I'm standing here.
Yeah.
And my dumbass, oh my god, I was so embarrassed afterwards. I was like, hey man, great show. Shook his hand. He's like, oh thanks. He's like, I saw you on Rogan the other day. It was awesome. I'm funny. Like, I am not that guy. I'm not a Rogan bro, but like in that moment, big time Rogan bro.
Yeah. In his eyes, you were that.
Yeah,
for sure.
He probably gets shit like that all the time.
Oh, all the time.
God, I hear about some people they'll meet a comedian like Joey Diaz or Andrew Schultz. They'll be like, hey man, I'm a big fan. They're like, oh, thank you. He's like, I have this really cool story about my life. Can you get me on Rogan? It's like, did you really just fucking ask that, dude?
That's insane. Wow.
God, some fucking people.
Yeah, that's nuts.
You leave me alone, all right? It was a good story.
Yeah. Well, you should tell Andrew Schultz, like, because I know you're personally connected with him. But I have a pretty good.
Yeah.
You should give me.
So I work at this casino.
Yeah, I have a story.
I think it's really interesting. Can you just hit up Rogan for me? What's Rogan's phone number?
How do you have the audacity to ask somebody like that's?
Some people are so like disconnected.
Yeah, that's insane.
It's ridiculous.
But all right, so what do you normally wear on stage, and would you like to change? If so, what would you wear?
So starting out and still somewhat often, it'd be like a plaid shirt. And my black jeans are typically it. Sometimes I wear the blue ones. At the beginning, I would wear cowboy boots. I used to wear cowboy boots, but now I just wear my etnies.
Okay.
If it's like a what's it called? workshop show,
Mm-hmm.
then I'll keep my hat on. I won't really care as much about taking it off. Oh yeah, I was still wearing bandanas at the beginning.
Okay.
For like 10 years, I like wore a folded up bandana every single day.
Dang.
Until one day I looked in the mirror and I was like, "You look so fucking stupid." So I don't wear them anymore. It's like 10 years you didn't notice this. And now like I wear a hoodie a lot. You know, if it's like nicer out, I'll wear a t-shirt. You know, I do like. I can't believe that I've never worn a suit on stage.
Okay.
Like my black jeans and like a button-up vest, kind of like what you do, but
yeah.
But more my style. I can't believe I've never done that because I love dressing up.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like do 3 shows a week. I'm gonna take the time to dress up all the time, then the shit's gonna get dirty, and then maybe for my next show I'll dress up. But yeah, no, like I like the plaid button-ups, but like, do I want to be the guy that just wears the plaid button-ups all the time? You know, so I guess I don't know if I'd want to change it at all. Just dress my casual self, just the way I dress all the time.
Yeah.
I've seen some people who wear a bikini on stage.
Interesting.
I
have not seen that yet.
Yeah, it's what it does is people are now no longer listening to your comedy.
Yeah.
Right. It's like I've heard the suggestion, if you have tattoos, cover them up.
Yeah, because otherwise
have long sleeves, because people are gonna be like, "Let me see that tattoo," and they're not listening to your comedy. You know.
Yeah.
So I do want to get sleeves eventually, so I keep that in mind if I want to establish like a certain look.
Mm-hmm.
That just gonna be the generic white guy with a beard. That hasn't been done before.
No, there's not even one other guy in this room that has that.
Never, ever before. I just need to gain like 300 pounds and start taking my shirt off on stage.
Yeah, there you go. That's never been done either.
I'd end up loving you probably.
Yeah. That's kind of weird that he pulls that off. Like, you'd think people would be like, "Ooh, look at that belly," but no, they don't care anymore. It's like
they cheer for it. They're upset when it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would be. I'd be so mad.
Yeah.
Like, dude, you're the guy that takes his shirt off.
Yeah.
What if he came out on stage with like a suit? It's like, "Hello, everyone. I am Bert Kreischer." It's like, nope, get out.
And then all he does is one-liners.
No stories.
Yeah.
Doesn't call his wife a cunt.
There's an episode of Two Bears where he talks about that, and he goes, because Tom wants to be a suit guy.
Oh yeah.
And Bert goes, "I don't even own a suit." He goes, "I own one suit, a navy blue suit. My grandma got it for me.
Probably will. He'll be
buried. I wore it to her funeral. I wore it to my wedding." He says, "I wore it to another funeral." He goes, "No, I take it back. My grandma got me." And Tom's like, "What's up with this fucking grandma buying these suits?" And he goes, "I don't know. I don't buy suits." And Tom goes, "Wait a minute. How old is this suit?" He goes, "I don't know. I wore it to my graduation."
Oh.
He goes, and he goes, "And you still fit in it?" He goes, It's a little snug."
Little. Jeez.
Yeah. Every time I've seen Tom, he wears a jacket. I think I saw a clip one time of him wearing a suit.
Okay.
And it kind of looks weird.
Well, he wore a suit at the end of Something to Kill.
Yeah, that's right. Or I Need You to Kill. I Need You to Kill, yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, there's guys like John Mulaney. He always wears a suit.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen him wear casual clothes too,
but yeah, it's almost weird to see him in casual.
Yeah, I mean, that old philosophy, look good, do good, feel good, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Look good, feel good, do good, whatever. Maybe that's it. Maybe he feels good being in a suit, so he does better.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've seen people do like finals in college wearing a suit. It's like, why would you put effort into your outfit when you need to be studying?
Yeah. Yeah, I like... what were you going to say?
Rock the Doug Stanhope suits.
Yeah.
The straight up Goodwill, cheap 80s porn suits, you know?
Yeah.
What's up? How's it going?
Guys like Tony Hinchcliffe, who moves to Austin, Texas, and it completely adopts the cowboy persona. It's like, get out of here, you dork.
I like the way that Danny put it. Like, that's actually part of the reason why, because I wanted to dress up on stage, and so like actually it was right after her episode is when I started doing it. And I like the way that she put it. Like, everybody is like spending their time to come see you perform. Like, why not put in the effort to show them that you care? And so that's why I started doing it. And I don't do it all the time. But like when I do, that's kind of like what I'm thinking about. But like I also at the same time, if I'm not wearing a suit, I do want to make sure that I'm putting in the time and effort, letting them like enjoy themselves.
Sure.
At least from what I am trying to do. Like obviously I have bomb nights, but
yeah. All nights are bomb nights.
Yeah.
I do like Patrick's look with the sport coat.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got
got it for like $4 at Goodwill.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he just does like a t-shirt
good, huh?
underneath it. It's nice and casual, but like somewhat formal. He pulls it off well.
Yeah, he pulls it off real nice.
All right. If you, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Nothing important. Go ahead.
if you could open, for any comedian, who would it be?
I mean, I really bring it back to that weekend I want to spend with Bert Kreischer. Because I think it wouldn't just be the show, it would be just such a fun weekend.
Yeah.
And my last weekend ever alive. That would be great. Of course, Tom Stewart.
Because it's an event.
Right, yeah. It's not just doing shows. You're going balls to the wall all weekend. And he's such
you're going disc golfing, you're getting freaking Dave Williamson's freaking grilling and all that, you're living on the bus.
And it's like he's such a giving person. Like, he'll bring you out to sushi and be like, much as you want, go ahead, it's on me.
Yeah.
He'd just be awesome to just be around for the whole weekend. And somebody like Taylor Tomlinson, because she's one of the best comedians in the world right now.
Yeah.
Not female comedian.
Yeah.
Comedian. Period.
Yeah.
And just like, she's advancing so quickly. I'd love to like talk to her about comedy and like writing process and stuff.
You used to open for Bert.
Yep. It's so crazy. She's not even 30 yet, and she has 3 specials.
Yeah.
Bo Burnham, Jesus Christ, he had like 7 or 8 by the time he was 31. But
yeah, but still, like, he's another one of the
prodigies. Some people get like 2 in their entire career.
Yeah.
They don't get one until they're like 40.
Yeah, I want 1.
I'd be great with 1. But like Bobby Lee never has done a special because he knows if he does a special, then all the material from like 20, 30 years is gone and now he has to write again.
Yeah.
I guess he does the same shit he's always done.
Yeah, that's funny.
People always make fun of him like, hey, you ever think about writing another joke? No, he's doing just fine.
Yeah, if you can make a living doing that,
it's too.
He's making his money from his podcast.
Yeah, 2 greatly successful podcasts. He owns a apartment building.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he doesn't like talking about it for some reason. Yeah, and he still does stand up regularly.
Yeah. Well, and
he just went on tour with Tom.
Yep.
Well, he's an actor too. Like he's in.
He tries.
Well, he's in like good stuff. Like he's in Reservation Dogs. I haven't. Like,
is he?
Yeah,
he's in Harold and Kumar.
Yeah, he's in some good. He was obviously Mad TV and all that stuff. But
he did have a small part on The Wrong Missy.
Yeah. Yep.
And he had 1 line.
Yep.
They flew him to Hawaii for a line. So I'd do that.
I would do that.
Well, I think he was already down there because he does Hawaii 5-0.
Oh yeah, he was doing that now. Yeah. Then he was on that one show with Pam Beasley. I forget her name. Carrie Fisher.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. He did that show for a while before it got canceled. So yeah, he's actively doing stuff. And if it wasn't for his now ex-girlfriend pushing him, he wouldn't be where he is. I don't think.
No.
Yeah. Kalila. I don't know about her. She sometimes gets to be too much to listen to.
She's just as weird as he is, I think.
Yeah.
I love Bobby though. Don't get me
Oh, yeah,
wrong.
he's one of the best.
Yeah.
He'd be interesting to hang out with for a weekend.
Yeah, he would be.
I don't know who would be grosser, him or Bert.
Oh, Bert for sure.
I don't know. Bobby pisses in bottles and leaves them freaking
Right, yeah,
next to
he
his
is pretty
bed.
fucking gross. I wouldn't stay in the same room as him.
I don't want to make this decision. I'm gonna stay with Brian Regan. I'll let you guys stay with your guys.
Brian. God. He's like a pretty clean comedian, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, he's known. Like, he does go a little off.
Oh,
But
because there's some guys that, like, it'd be so boring.
yeah.
Because after, like, before and after the show, they're just like, I'm gonna be in my room. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's Tom. Tom doesn't really do much.
He does now.
Yeah, that's because he's bringing his friends.
Yeah, it was recently he talked about it. I think on your mom's house that he used to like fucking alone in my bedroom, but now he's like, let's go do a surfing lesson, or let's go do this,
cool.
let's go do that. Like he's like, I wish I would have done this the whole time.
Yeah,
do shit. Yeah, and that'd be great to get to the point where you pick your openers to go with you, and you can pick your friends. And, yeah,
that would be amazing.
Last time I saw,
I think I know what you're talking about. He was talking about that. Like, he's like, I've seen half of this country, and all I've seen is their comedy places and their airports.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That'd be lame.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like scouting out every place I go. That'd be another cool thing about the bus. You can stop at places along the way too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I would be road tripping all the time.
Oh yeah. It'd be the best.
Mm-hmm.
Not having to freaking sit in a coach airplane seat. Cause like I'm 6'1", sitting in an airplane is the fucking worst. I can't like people taller than me. Like, how do you do it?
Dude, I'm short.
Yeah,
I'm happy to be.
I was
short
gonna say,
now.
me and Roddy have that problem at 6'5". We're really struggling.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. I'm definitely not 6'5".
You're on the radio, Roddy. Nobody knows.
Oh yeah, I'm 6'5.5". That's what I was trying to get at.
That's what the dating profile says,
Yeah.
at least.
It actually, mine actually does say that I'm 6'5", and then because I can't even remember what it says. I'm gonna mess my own thing up. I do have that on Tinder, I think.
Oh yeah.
That I'm like.
Did you put it like
something.
a foot taller than you or something like that?
I can't remember. Here, I'll look it up as you guys are talking.
I recently went on a date with a gal that said that she was 6'1". Met her in person, she was like 4 inches taller than me. I was like, you lied. I don't care. I mean, that doesn't bother me at all. I think that's kind of a silly thing to really care that much about.
Yeah. Oh, I said I'm 6'-5", but I like put the little negative part on it, and then at the very end I said I'm actually 5'7", but technically speaking, I am also 6'-5".
Nice. So, well, I think we're to that time of the night.
What time of the night is that?
Dedication time, baby.
Dedication. So each episode we dedicate to a comedian. And anytime we have a guest, we have that guest choose their favorite comedian or just a comedian that they would like to dedicate their episode to. So Sam, who would you like to dedicate your episode to?
Yeah, I'll try to make this sort of quick. First off the bat, you're going to definitely guess that I'm going to say Tom Segura, but I'm not actually.
Okay.
I really did think deeply about this one, and I kind of circled around to actually saying Chris Farley. He's not a stand-up.
Okay.
Like we already went over how I feel about him, and like he really did plant the seeds in the beginning for me to be into comedy and for me to eventually, pursue it.
Yeah.
But then I thought a little more deeply about this. I don't normally get serious unless I absolutely have to, but I'm going to be serious for a second. I never talk about it, but there's been a lot of nights that the Duluth comedy crew have really pulled me out of a really bad place. Like, there's nights before mics, I'm like, I'm not even going to go. They're not even going to miss me. They're not going to care I'm even there. Nobody fucking does. But I go anyways. And it's just being in your guys' presence really makes me realize how wrong I am. So Something that we don't as a society say enough to our family and definitely not our friends. Like, I love you Duluth comedians so fucking much, and you'll never know how much I really, really love you and how much I appreciate all of you. So I'd break the rule a little bit. I'd like to dedicate it to the Duluth comedians.
I love it.
Perfect.
Dude, that's...
Yep, and they're at a mic tonight. That's why we can't be there. And just want to say, all you comics, eat a bag of dicks, you dumb twats.
I like how the seriousness ended.
Yeah.
Can't be completely serious.
Yeah. Dude,
I was serious about that last part, none of the rest of the
none
stuff.
of the rest. Yeah, that was the serious part.
Yeah.
No, that's a heartfelt dedication.
Mm-hmm.
I really like that. And
you're all very special to me, and I do sincerely mean that.
Yeah, and
all the regulars, none of the outliers.
Yeah, yeah, fuck them.
Gotta stop giving them stage time.
Yeah, for sure.
Perfect.
But no, and I'm gonna speak on behalf of everybody. Like, we love you too, man. Like, obviously, like I can only talk for me, but from what I see, everybody.
I'm sure a few others would agree.
Yeah. So
at least one or two.
Yeah, and I feel the same about all of the Duluth comedians. Like, obviously, I haven't been there as long as you, so I don't have the deep connection to some of them that you do. But yeah, like, just getting into the scene has changed my life immensely.
For sure.
Like, you guys are amazing. Just talking to the Duluth comedians, not Sam. I'm just kidding. Also including Sam in there. I'm including Sam. I'm including Vandy. I'm including everybody.
Sure.
I haven't met you really or got to know you much, but everything I've heard about you has been really horrible. So, I mean,
yeah, right. I don't doubt that at all. I mean, I can be a piece of shit, and I acknowledge that completely. And there's definitely comics that, like, probably think that I hate them, especially because, like, when they start brand new, I don't want to get, like, connected to somebody who's just going to be there for, like, a couple of times. So, like, then it's like a month or two. It's like, okay, they're here every week. Now I'll be like, hey, man, like, what was your name again?
Yeah.
Like, I just Aiden recently. I hosted, and I was like, Aiden Tribolt.
Yeah.
Then the next week he came back again. And I was like, hey, man, I'm sorry. Can you tell me how to pronounce your name?
Yeah.
He's like, it's Tebow.
Yeah,
I was like,
that's
okay,
awesome.
Gotcha, thanks. But, like, me, like, I realized, like, me just, like, not giving a shit and pronouncing his name wrong was probably making him think, oh, he probably, like, doesn't even give a shit about me. So I made sure to like, go and, like, man, I want to make sure that I'm pronouncing your name right and giving you the respect that you deserve.
Yeah.
And maybe I should open up to these comics a little sooner.
Yeah.
Make them feel wanted, because I know that there have been people that quit because they didn't feel like they were welcome. Right?
Yeah.
And there's some people that do good at making sure to introduce themselves first time, and I don't. I just don't do that in like in life. Right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Anytime, like, I try to be, like, at least cordial and make sure that I, like, say hi to them and stuff, and maybe give them a wristband now that we have wristbands. Like, I've given some new people wristbands just to have them feel welcome and everything.
Or just tell them that they did good. Or
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I usually give them fist bumps, and, like, if I see them come off stage, and but
yeah.
That's cool.
All right, Sam, do you have anything to plug? Or
actually, before we do the plugs, I just want to say, I know we, like, have had guests before, like, want to talk about stuff, and we didn't get an opportunity. So before we get into that, is there anything that we didn't talk about today that you wanted to talk about? Obviously, we're gonna have you on a future episode, whether it be just on the Patreon or as another guest. But is there anything that you want to talk about in particular?
Nah, I think we went over a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet. Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah. No, I'm good.
Sweet.
Plugs?
Well, do you have anything to plug, or where can people find you?
You can find me at Sammy Standups on Twitter and Instagram. You can email me at sammystandups@gmail.com, but you can just DM me on Instagram.
Okay. Do you want to spell that just so everybody?
SammyStandups. Nope, sorry. STANDUPS.
Okay.
Sammy Standups, all one word. But yeah, so you said this comes out March 27th?
Yep, this will be coming out March 27th.
On March 31st at the Reef in Duluth, we are going to do a showcase. And if it goes well, we are going to do it monthly. So the first one will be a showcase, and then I think I'm going to go to a opener feature headline format. And it'd be awesome if we could do it every month. So if you can come to that, that'd be great. It's probably going to be like a $5 cover charge. And I'm going to make sure that all the regular stand-ups get on the show at some capacity. I have a list of people that I want to headline. I have a list of people that I think are better as features. I have a list of people that are better as openers. I'm going to have to meet some cities comics to bring them up just to keep things fresh. I do want to warn comics listening. I'm going to prioritize the ones that are regularly coming to mics, coming to the shows that they're not booked in to show that you're supporting the rest of us. And to at mics, like stay for the whole mic, watch everybody's set that you can, like show that you actually care about the whole community, not just your own stand-up. So that's just a warning if you want to get booked. But yeah, that's at the Reef, and we're starting March 31st at 9:00 p.m.
Sweet.
I'm excited for it. I'm really excited for it. And I really hope it takes off.
Yeah, I think I told you before. I'm not going to be able to make that one, unfortunately. I'm going to be on a disc golf trip.
No, I understand if you can't make it to every show, but if it's like I'm 4 or 5 shows in and somebody didn't go to any of them, it's like, well, you only care about yourself, so I'm not booking you.
Yeah, so. And I'm trying to go to as many things outside of, like, I want to go to like the Gopher Hole. I've been trying to go to those, but it's so tough when I work on the weekends to get anything.
That's understandable. Yeah. The Gopher Hole shows have been awesome.
Yeah, I really.
I'm actually nope. This is gonna air after, but this upcoming next Friday, the 10th, I'm gonna be on the Gopher Hole.
Okay.
So
if you can find a time machine, go back in time, go to that show.
Yeah. That's gonna be fun though. It's always a good time down in the hole.
Yeah, that's the tough part about recording and then having it out. Because even if we would have got you on the next one, like we were maybe thinking, but we have to do the anniversary one. So go listen to the anniversary one. So with that one, even it would have been past that.
Yeah, it's fine though. But can't win them all.
And then again, Sam, if you got anything, whatever, send it over to me. I'll always throw it up on all our socials.
Yeah, I should hopefully have the Facebook event for the Reef done soon.
Okay.
So I'll make sure to send it to you when I have the link. I have to finalize the flyer. We're waiting on One Comic's portrait.
Okay.
And then I need to get the Reef to approve of it. And then,
sweet.
That's my job this week.
Nice.
It's the only job I got.
Well, yeah, because we're going to be plugging your episode, obviously, the week prior to the episode releasing. And then that whole week, we can push the Reef for you.
Sweet. Awesome.
There you go.
Appreciate that a lot.
So.
Yeah, not a problem. Dude, I'll share anything. Anybody that we get on, I'll always share everything you guys do.
Yeah, I've seen you share some stuff before. It's very appreciated.
Yeah,
for like all of us.
Yeah, even if you guys just want to do like a dumb video, like we would have obviously I try to do videos every now and then where I'm just like doing random things. Like I have snowfall on me and I just say the stupidest podcast.
Right.
Like if you want to do something dumb like that, you can plug your own stuff. You don't have to obviously plug us.
Right.
But like we'll put that stuff up there too.
Cool.
Yeah,
awesome.
Absolutely.
Sweet.
So.
All right. Well, guys, you guys can reach us at Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok. Snapchat, we just started again. You can reach us and add us on the Stupidest Pod. Am I missing anything, Roddy?
We just added Reddit, so you can always add us on Reddit. I want to start a little community, so if you're interested in there, it's just the Stupidest Podcast. It's the subreddit. So
perfect. But you guys can always reach us at www.thestupidestpodcast.com. And then if you have any questions that you'd like to ask us or want to reach out or anything like that, you guys can send us an email at thestupidestpodcast@gmail.com. There we go. All right. I think this was a great episode, Sam. I want to say thank you for coming on.
Yes, thank you.
Talking with us.
Yeah, thanks for coming on.
I had a lot of fun. Thank you for having me. Can't wait for the next one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we've been trying to get you on for a while. I'm trying to get everybody on, but I'm glad that you came on and we were able to get you in today. So
it was a fun time.
Yeah, it was good finally getting to meet you.
You as well.
So, all right. I think this was a great episode.
Yeah, great episode. Fun episode.
So, all right. Well, have a good one.
Have a good one.